Welcome to Two Nobodies with the mic. Consider say, great job, 49ers!
The five best players ever in the NBA, Kobe Bryant is not one of them.
Probably, you can't say anywhere that he doesn't belong in the league. Give me that amount of money, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. Josh Allen will never make the playoffs again.
The SEC is straight trash.
This fool was a crumb bum.
Oh, he was in one of those vests? Yeah. What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 101 of Two Nobodies with the mic. How's everyone doing out there? Live and direct on YouTube, guys. Don't be afraid to chime in, talk your shit. But how's everyone doing out there? Let's go through introductions. Right here, this good-looking man that's disappearing right in front of our eyes, man. Rafa,
Can you see me?
the guru. I could see you, man.
Oh, right.
Well, disappearing. I mean, is like, you know, you're you said
Eddie, I'm still a fat man according to all the bad comments, which I am. I'm not skinny by any means, but 90 pounds down.
90 pounds, man.
Woo!
Yes.
90 pounds down. I should start putting that, like, when I make a video, I should put 90 pounds down since July 2023.
Brother, that is amazing. What an incredible journey. 39. 39.
Yeah.
Not 39. Not 39 years old. I'm 51, but 39 pounds down.
No, Eddie's looking good. He's gonna start wearing extra large real soon here. I'm already down to 2X, bro.
Dude, I don't know about extra large. I don't know about that. I still get them man boobies going.
Oh yeah. No, I got man boobs too. But I inherit mine run in the family.
Okay, episode 101.
Episode 101. We're complimenting each other on how good we look. I'm sorry.
We're talking about man breasts.
Yeah, the man that you can't see, but you can hear. Go ahead, show him. CJ
He's not that dark.
CJ Wowo is in the house, man. Executive producer Eddie Money. Thoughts and prayers. He's feeling under the weather. Something's going around, man. I don't know. But CJ, you're in the house. Thank you for stepping up and stepping in.
Yes, sir.
How's everyone doing out there? Guys, we are the gambling show of record. We only have one rule on this show. Rafa, tell the people what our one rule is, please.
Don't be a loser. We're going to lose bets. So everybody's going to lose bets. Nobody's as professional as everybody wants to say they are on the internet. They are. Some guys are much better than others, but gamble what you can afford. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, that's what we mean by don't be a loser. So that being said, let's do really quick. Let's get some business or some stuff out of the way. I just want to give a rest in peace to Fernando Valenzuela, El Toro. What a just a frenzy that was. If you guys don't know, I grew up in Glassell Park, Avenue 30. You can go into the middle of my street and see the top of Dodger Stadium. And when I grew up, that was the height of Fernando Mania. And Rafa, when I tell you I grew up in the hood, my next door neighbors, nice house, 18 El Salvadorians in that bitch. 18, man. And during that, we'd get in a Ford 150 or a Chevy with no top, and we'd like 12 of us in the back of a truck going down the 2 to the 5. I mean, that's how we grew up, CJ. Like just 12 of us in the back of a truck, like we were gonna go to a farm and start picking strawberries.
Whoa.
Man, all sorts of racial shit going on right there.
There's a lot there. There's a lot of racial undertones.
I mean, I'm just telling the truth. But
he's not lying.
What I want to say is that he was just an impactful person. In my childhood, he was incredible. And rest in peace. And I mean, when were you born, Rafa? Were you around?
1982. So
okay, so
I saw Fernando pitch a couple times, but very young.
Yeah. CJ, when
I was born in 2002.
You
so I have no recollection of Fernando. No, I did not.
Yeah,
but like, but growing up, I mean, I'm sure you heard of his name and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, my dad was a huge fan of him, and my uncles and all sorts.
Yeah. So, I just want to give a shout out to El Toro. What an amazing, incredible pitcher he was. Let's get into it, guys, right away. We are live, and if you guys have any comments, I know a lot of people want to come after us for the Tennessee. They want an apology. We'll get into calls later.
Yeah, no, we'll get into that. We'll get into
that later. But guys,
not yet.
Questions, comments. You guys want to hear something from the guru? CJ, very knowledgeable in college football. CJ knows his shit. Division I college football player. So feel free to hit us up, man. Episode 101. But let's get into You Are Fired. Yes. We do this every week. Mythological firing, someone that we're with. We also do hirings. This is a positive show as well.
Can I first?
But I just want to welcome back a sponsor, good friend of ours, Cut Bet. It's an app. It is an interactive, community-based gambling social media app. 100% legal in California. I think in most states. And what it is you're not betting against a bank or a conglomerate. You are in a community. You want to bet someone. You want to bet me. You want to bet CJ. You want to bet a stranger, but they have to be inside and download the Cut app. And it's a great place to have some fun, be responsible, and we love them and we love Sim. So that being said, let's get into our first Cut bet. And Rafa, this is going to be not towards you, but personal, because you had the Texans not making the playoffs this year.
But I want to defend that real quick before they signed Stephon Diggs. Okay.
Okay. Well,
And getting Joe Mixon, by the way. They did all of that after.
Okay.
You
Am
can't.
I lying?
I'm sorry. No, but
Am
you
I
can't
lying?
do that.
This
You
dude is
have to
backpedaling like
stand
Charles
on it.
Woodson right
Yeah,
now.
you're sitting here backpedaling. Stand on it, buddy. Stand on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And by the way, CJ Stroud didn't look very good last week. I think he what his
10 of
passing
21.
10 to 21, minimal passing yards. But here is my cut bet to all you out there in the public. If anyone wants a piece of this, I am taking the over on CJ Stroud. I believe it is what is it, 251? I screwed that up. What is it, man?
Hold on. Let's go to the.
I sent it to you guys.
Let's see. It's over under 241 and a half.
241 and a half. So here it is. Here is my cut bet special play for all the people that want a piece of me and come after me. I am taking the over 241 yards for CJ Stroud over against the Indianapolis Colts. Find me on Cut at Bosco Ed. I will be putting money up. And if you think they're going to go under, which there's a ton of evidence that he could go under, but I'm taking the over. Welcome back, Cut. We appreciate you, and I can't wait. I can't wait to take people's money, man. What do you guys got? I got some stats to back it up. Okay.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
So Colts, and this is why. So a stat that really sticks out is that CJ Stroud has been very bad without Nico Collins. Without Nico, he's passing for 58%. With Nico, he was passing 68% completion rate. But the Colts are bottom third in QB pressures. They are, I believe, 26th in passing yards given up on defense. So I just think add that to CJ Stroud being embarrassed. I think Bobby Slowick needs to make a statement, and they need to come out and be able to pass the ball. And I think that's going to happen this week against the Colts.
I like it. I like it a lot. But can we get into your firing, please? Can we get into your fire? I got to hammer Giggity somebody because we talked about him last week, and it is the love that I have for the program. It is the disappointment that I've had for the program. It has really pissed me off just how far from grace this program has fell. Lincoln Riley is the most trash, garbage head coach to ever, I remember Clay Helton being this disappointed. Clay Helton won a Rose Bowl against Saquon Barkley, Lincoln Riley. So if you want to remember that, yes, Clay Helton didn't have the best record, but he still won a meaningful game against one of the best players in college football, and he came back with Sam Darnold to do it. So Lincoln Riley, you have no excuses at any point throughout the season with all the talent that you have had, the defensive coordinator from UCLA that you stole. It's just like, what are we doing here? It's disappointing. And Lincoln Riley, at the end of the day, if you don't get to at least a meaningful bowl game, if you don't somehow scratch out 9-10 wins and you're not going to do it, fire him. Bye-bye. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let the fire him.
Well, here's the thing. If they don't get to the playoffs, what bowl game is meaningful? And that's out of reach.
Yeah, it's very true. So,
but I agree 100%. We
know
this already. Yeah, if go on our Instagram, and Rafa gives a great breakdown on why. And by the way, Rafa's been the engineer on the train of firing Lincoln Riley before he was even at SC. By the way, Rafa's been ahead of the curve on this, and I just think CJ and I are hopeful. We are Pac-12 homers, Pac-10 homers, and we saw hope. And right now there is no hope.
Zero.
So, Zach saying that's his firing too. It's just, and here's the thing, they're not very good on offense.
No,
and that's Lincoln Riley's spelling.
Yes,
that's his thing.
I don't understand how, as an offensive coach, in the most crucial moments, like at the moments where you expect them to take off and take control of the game, it's 3 and out. It's interception. It's 3 sacks in one drive. It's like, Lincoln Riley, you are an offensive. You are probably regarded as top 3 offensive coaches in the game, and one of the best offensive minds of all time. So there's no excuses. There's just 0 excuses. And if he doesn't, again, like you said, there's no meaningful path to the playoff. It's hot seat time for Lincoln Riley.
And you can't say there's not offensive talent. That running back is a stud. They have receivers all over the field. They did lose a tight end, and the O-line is very, very questionable.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You're at USC. You should have stacks and stacks and stacks of guys just plug in and play. You're US freaking C.
Yes.
Great firing. Approved. Boom. Approved.
Who's next?
I'll go. I want to hire and fire someone. So I want to fire myself for picking Alabama. My God, what an absolute shit show. You know what? And I don't like Kellen DeBoer, and I said it before the season when they hired him. I thought he wasn't big time enough for Alabama. They couldn't get a big time guy at the time. This guy went to the national title, blah, 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 blah. So they thought he was big time. I knew he wasn't fucking big time. And I still, every week, Bama, Bama, Bama. So I'm firing myself for being a fucking idiot. So
there you have it. The people wanted to hear that. Clip that. The people were messaging me. You still haven't apologized.
We're gonna get into it more. Yeah, he's not off the hook. We're gonna get into it.
And then I have a hiring. Everybody knows who knows me. They know how much I shit on Dave Roberts, and I think he's a terrible manager. But I want to give props to Dave Roberts once again in the series. The way he handled the bullpen, the way he's handled everything this last series, and actually the last 2 series basically. I think he's done a great job. And so I want to give props to Dave Roberts. They're due for him. And as today, he's done a phenomenal job to get the team to the World Series without having the pitching they needed to have. So kudos to him.
CJ, you know what that was?
That
was a reverse jinx on the Dodgers. Dave Roberts is going to make some horrible moves. Rafa just put his stamp on it.
Can I say something? That Twitter said something that was raw. It was ridiculous. But there was New York Yankees fans like, guys, the Dodgers made the biggest sacrifice by sacrificing Fernando Valenzuela.
Oh, damn.
God.
Dude, this is a great rivalry. 1981. I mean, they'd seen each other 11 times in the World Series, more than anybody. And there's no love lost. Ask Tupac and Biggie Smalls, between the East and the West. Yeah. I think baseball is ecstatic. Stars galore. Juan Soto, Giancarlo, Mookie. This is the World Series that the MLB has been waiting for years.
So Rafa, you guys have always been shitting on me because I don't watch baseball and I don't like it. This is a World Series that I would tune into. This is Yankees, Dodgers. This is Alabama, Georgia. This is, Patriots and whoever the fuck. Like, this is the game that I'm going to tune into because it's the two mainstream teams.
This is bigger. Listen, I know football fans are going to say I'm wrong or whatever. This is bigger. Like, you can't compare this on a championship level, right? The Dodgers and Yankees have played against each other many times in the World Series. None, obviously, since I think
81.
1981, right?
81.
So since then, but they played in 77. I think they played in 78. They played many times in the World Series, and this is this is the biggest thing, I think. I mean, this is like if Duke, North Carolina played each other in the final four, basically in the title game. This is what that is.
Like if Ohio State.
Yes.
Yeah, Michigan in the title game, exactly. And Bama and Georgia is not as big as Michigan, Ohio State would ever be in the title game, or North Carolina and Duke.
That's Dave Roberts calling, accepting your apology.
Yeah, he said thank you. Shout out to Dave. By the way, Will Handley says, and for picking the Jets to beat the Steelers. We'll get into that when we get into the NFL. because I watched that fucking game in its entirety.
Oh, this
We'll
guy
get
is
into
losing
that,
his mind.
We'll get into it. We'll get into
We'll
it.
get
And
into
then
it, Will.
Eddie Money says Soto Shuffle will be in Dodger Stadium, man.
I hope to see it,
Oh.
baby. I hope to see it.
That's
Let's
But
go, Yankees.
we gotta get into a little bit of NFL talk before we get into the games. So the Raiders, Eddie's Raiders,
Oh my
brought
God.
on the right now what is the greatest of all time as a minority owner, Tom Brady. Does it help the Raiders that Tom Brady is now a minority owner, or do they just do nothing with his level of expertise?
I'll let Eddie speak on this because he's a Raider.
So, people have been begging for years for Al Davis to sell the team. All right. Al Davis dies, passes it on to Mark Davis. He's goofy, but he's been around. Mark Davis has been around the organization, obviously, as a kid, ball boy, whatever. Mark Davis loves the Raiders. He's a Raider. Obviously, he hasn't got the job done. He's tried to bring in the Patriots way. They've done everything other than hire Bill Belichick at this point. Does it help? I don't see how it could hurt. Tom Brady's a winner. This organization hasn't won shit for a very, very long time. That being said, there's a lot of idiot Raider fans that don't like Tom Brady because of a call that, he had no control over. We posted a meme about that, and like 70% Raider fans are like, F that guy. That was a fumble. I don't see how it could hurt. Richard Seymour, by the way, also a Patriot and also played for the Raiders. He got a piece of the team as well. So I think it's a good thing. I think Tom Brady will bring us a quarterback. God willing, it's not the one I think it is, but I think it's going to be him. Hopefully Rafa doesn't hold me to what I said.
I'm holding you to. I'll do it.
Oh man, but I just don't see how it could hurt. Rafa, do you have any a counter to that on how it could hurt?
No, I don't think so. You have the greatest quarterback of all time, soon to be the second best.
That was fast.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think that can hurt. That can only help you. And so I mean, kudos to them. I think though, for him to fully help you, he needs to get out of that contract with Fox, so that way he can fully get in there and actually really help you. And I think that'll happen after next season. I think he'll be he'll go 2 and then be done, or fuck, maybe even 1. Because he isn't a great analyst either. He kind of talks shit.
He's garbage at it.
No, he's not garbage at it. He tells the
garbage.
truth is the problem. Like I watched the game. I was watching the Niner game on Sunday, and Brock Purdy makes a throw down the field, and it's a bad throw. Like the guy is wide open, and he doesn't lead him. He throws it underneath. So instead of him scoring a touchdown, or maybe having maybe being a 40-yard play, it turns into like a 28, 29-yard play, whatever it was. And he goes, "Oh, that wasn't a great throw." I mean, he made the throw, but it wasn't a great throw. Like that he says shit like that, and obviously people don't like it.
Okay, the counter to that is fucking Patty Mahomes makes an incompletion, and he gives a compliment. Yes. That's a great incompletion. And you guys wonder why I'm so fucking frustrated with that bullshit that we won't get into. Okay.
Oh, man.
That's my thoughts on that. We're cooked. The Raiders are cooked this season. I mean, Desmond Ridder? Really? Like, did Tannehill say no?
I think Tannehill said no if they called him, because I think Tannehill's a little bit more like Tannehill probably would have said yes if Miami called, because you can feel that that's kind of like a playoff team. At this point, it feels like they're like, it's just, like the Raiders are out of the playoffs. It's like, you're going to go in there and what are you going to get out of it? You know what I mean? Like Flacco went into the Browns. He played fucking well, got to the playoffs, and he got another job right away. So I don't know if, maybe Tannehill was looking at that. I don't know.
Look, who doesn't want to go to Vegas for 3 months and freaking party and get paid and not get state taxed? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Tannehill.
I dig it.
And then big news that came up in the past few hours: Chiefs acquired DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs, Super Bowl bound. Patrick Mahomes, he's on that way to that next Super Bowl and the greatest of all time.
Listen, I love Mahomes. Everybody knows how much I love Mahomes. I love greatness, right? And that's my thing. But I feel like, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like this is like when Chad Johnson went to the Patriots. Like, it was like, oh, are you going to be Chad Johnson of old? And we know it's not. And Bernard Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins.
The executioner, baby.
Yeah, damn right. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't looked great. I mean, Will Levis hasn't looked great, fine. But when you have a guy who's, was a big-time receiver and he has one catch for -2 yards and he's only had one game where he's had over 4 receptions, like, I think it's not the same as it was. It could be big because Mahomes, look at what he did with Juju. Look at what he's doing with Juju, right? So, but
let's hope it's not Randy Moss to the Patriots.
Oh, well, if it was Randy Moss to the Patriots, that's just something else.
Right.
That's what we're hoping for. But listen, you want my take on it? Well, I'm going to give it to you anyways if you didn't ask. I don't think it's going to hurt. Look at what he's done with the cast that he has now. Look at what he's done with Juju.
Yeah.
I mean, D-Hop was a top 3 receiver, 5 years ago? He was the best at his craft. Great route runner.
No doubt about it.
Great hands. Definitely fallen off. But has he fallen off because he hasn't had talent around him, the quarterback? Because, I mean, this, as far as the offense goes, you have a great offensive line and a great, the second best quarterback of, hold on, Joe Montana.
Wow, you're saying that? Oh, you said it.
Well, hold on, you said it. You said
third best quarterback of all time.
We won't
third best.
He let it slip out.
Third best.
By the way, they have the same amount of Super Bowl MVPs, by the way.
Right. But I do agree with Eddie. If you're giving one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time another weapon, I don't see that as unless he's just completely busted and done for, I don't see that as a negative. Like, you're giving Patrick Mahomes another guy to throw the ball to and a veteran.
Well, I don't see it as a negative. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't see it as a negative. I just I wish it was 2 years ago.
Precautionary.
Yeah. I think it'd be phenomenal. But I wish it was 2 years ago. That's all.
Yeah, I said Eddie Money said Eddie got caught slipping. Eddie got caught slipping with the comment.
Yeah, he did.
And then Moises Orana said, "Hello, gents."
How you doing, Moises?
Thank you for joining the show, Moises. But we're gonna get into some NFL. We got Thursday night football. We got the Vikings -3 versus the Rams, over under 48.
Oh man.
Oof.
What do you got, Rafa?
Man. Thursday night football, man. I'm never a fan of the over on Thursday night football.
Oh yeah.
So
except for last weekend or last week, was it?
Yeah, it snuck in there at the end.
Yeah.
It snuck in there at the very end. I mean, Spencer Rattler did everything he could to fucking make that happen, by the way.
Oof.
So I like the under on Thursday night. Give me under every fucking Thursday night. That's a bet I'm willing to put on.
Let's talk about this game, though. I mean, as bad as the Raiders are and were, I had to sit and watch that game. I was flipping back and forth between the Chiefs and 49ers. Raiders didn't score a touchdown, and I think they scored 16 points. The Rams looked horrible. I think Cooper Kupp is back. Yes. You've heard the rumors of Matthew Stafford getting traded to the Vikings.
And I thought, sorry to interrupt you. I thought craziness with the Rams when the Rams came back and beat the Niners. I thought if the Rams lost that game, and I was kind of thinking it in between games. I said it to a couple of people. I texted people about it. I thought if the Rams lost that game and they would have been, I think, without a loss, maybe at that point, if I was the Dolphins, I would have called for Stafford, and the Dolphins would have done it at that point, I think.
Yeah, and the watching that game, the glaring deficiency that the Rams have is that linebacker, Brock Bowers. Again, just ripping apart the linebackers. Their linebackers are not very good, and I think Jay Jettas and and whoever that, I think they're gonna score a shit ton of points on that Rams defense.
Very nice, very nice. But we got to move on to Sunday 10 a.m. games. We got the Titans versus the Lions. Lions minus 11.5, over under 45.
Man, is Will Levis playing? Is he not fucking horrendous, man? My God. If Will Levis plays every week, you bet against them every week. It's proven a fact. A couple weeks ago, we gave you the Colts. Eddie Money tried to tell me that, oh no, the Colts lost. I said, oh, I didn't think he was right, but I went with him. And he was absolutely fucking wrong. Will Levis lost to the Colts, as we said. He is trash, man. I mean, he really is. He's just bad.
Yeah.
He's just bad.
I've tried to make cases for him that he'll develop. But it's beyond. He has issues.
As of 2 hours ago, Callahan said that the minute he is back healthy, the intent is for him to continue to play.
Oh, good for him. So Will Levis is not playing.
Not as of now.
Yeah.
Take the take the Lions. Fuck it.
With the obviously Lions are winning, but you're saying with the points. Lions, I mean, Jared Goff, my God, we got best quarterback, and a lot of people after Lamar had a 5-touchdown game. I saw a crazy stat where the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, have more touchdowns in the last 3 games than incomplete passes or some shit like that. Like it's something crazy. Like that offense is really, really efficient.
Yeah. By the way, Jameson Williams is going to be out for a couple games for second suspension as a pro, by the way. The first one was for gambling, I believe.
Yeah.
And then
this one's for a substance. Is it performance enhancing or drogas?
It's only 2 weeks. It's only 2 games. So I probably maybe drugs or
probably just fentanyl.
Yeah, man. Maybe off the streets of fucking Detroit.
Yep.
They probably put it in the burgers over there, man.
Yeah.
Remember, the whole country wants to be like Detroit.
Yeah, we don't want to be like Detroit. The only thing we want to be like Detroit is that there's houses for $13,000.
Right.
So
Detroit's fire. I've been there.
Eddie Money says I saw PEDs. So,
okay.
Which is weird because usually PEDs is a 4-gamer.
Yeah.
But they went with 2, so maybe they changed the rules. We don't know what NFLPA is ever doing.
And then next up, a lot of people were pissed off that you guys were not giving Lamar his credit as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We got the Ravens -9 versus the Browns, over under 44.5.
Well, listen, people can be pissed off. I give Lamar all the credit all the time. I think he's dynamic as fuck. I think the Ravens today, and I know the Chiefs are undefeated, but I think, and I don't think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I think the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. I think the Ravens have the best team. The problem I have with Lamar is I feel like he's the most dynamic player, and I say it every week. He's the most dynamic player in the league. He's the funnest to watch at the quarterback position, and then it's Josh Allen. But in a big-time game, when he needs to throw the ball, he's proven that he cannot do it. And he had great plays this week. I mean, he had great throws. There's no doubt about it. He had great throws, and we'll see. He's dynamic as fuck. I think he's phenomenal. I love Lamar. I just don't, as a thrower, he doesn't do it for me yet.
Here's the thing. That game against the Chiefs, bad game plan, right? Bad game plan. Now, let's remember, they didn't have, J.K. Dobbins hurt. They've had horrible luck while he's been there with their running backs. Just injury after
injury. This is it. This is what they needed. Like, this is the man right here.
You have the man, and you got to be disciplined with the run game. And they're almost unbeatable when they're playing from ahead. When they don't have to pass the ball. When Lamar doesn't have to pass the ball, that's when he's most dangerous.
That's true, but if we watch on Monday night, they were down 10-0. He went down quick and scored. They got an interception, and then he went down quick again and scored. And no, he made great throws, and I mean he fucking had a hell of a game. And if you looked at it, if you watched that game and you looked at it, I think he was like at one point like 15 of 18 with like 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry had a really slow start. And then in the second half, as Derrick Henry started rolling, the game completely opened up. Like they were up. I think
Dude.
like 24 or something. I think it was like 41-17, and then Tampa Bay just kind of roared back there at the end.
I think King Henry only had like 13 carries for 155.
I thought it was 17, but yeah, that he had a huge
maybe
80-yarder or something.
Maybe it was only 17, which is he needs to get the ball.
It's a shame. I think he's gonna have 18 to 22 times.
Yeah.
Did you see that guy hawk his ass down though?
Oh yeah. Well, come on. I mean, it's Big Henry. He's a big boy.
No, it was just the ankle. I got to give him credit, but he ran for 15 carries for 169.
Impressive as fuck. 15 carries, phenomenal.
Right in the middle. Yeah, and he's breaking 80-yarders. Bro, like how are cornerbacks and nickelbacks and safeties not catching a 6'3", 255-pound man?
Oh, it's because when the problem is when they catch him, it's like he just throws them off. Like
right. Like if I'm a DB and I'm seeing that behemoth of an individual running that fast at me, yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation.
He's like, I'm fucking with him.
Last thing on King Henry. He went in that podcast with Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, and with a straight face, said that if they were both in the A gap on goal line, that King Henry would be tackled. And
is Ryan Clark out of his fucking mind?
Dude, it was the co-host, I forget his name, linebacker. Even Derrick Henry was literally falling off his chair laughing.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Yeah.
It. You're losing all credibility, man.
But we got to move on to the next game.
Hold on. I'm going to take the Ravens here. Yeah, we're going to take the Ravens -9. We're blue chip the Ravens -9. I think they're the best team in the league. The Browns haven't looked good at all. Jameis is going to play. They didn't look bad, actually, to start the game against the Bengals. The Bengals had a 100-yard kickoff return for touchdown to begin the game. And after that, it was a really – the game wasn't out of hand at any point until basically Watson got hurt. But I think the game was close enough. I think they played well. The problem is that the Ravens are not the Bengals. The Ravens are a fucking machine. And the Browns should consider trading Myles Garrett, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Faux show.
So Ravens are a blue chip.
Faux show. But next up, we got another Sunday 10 a.m. game. We got the Packers -4 against the Jaguars over under 49.5.
By the way, real quick, Eddie Money reminded us in the NFL we were 4-1 on blue chips last week. Only loss was the Chargers there late at the end. So we did have a good NFL week. I think college we were 2-3.
Correct.
So, but we were 4-1 in the NFL. We're gonna get going. We're gonna get hot, baby. We're gonna get hot. And so, but
like
yeah,
everyone in Vegas.
Yeah, everyone's been hot. So what's this next game, Eddie Money? Packers at the Jags over 49.5. Man, Jags were one of the picks last week because they were in London for 2 weeks. And I believe that's terrible for the team going in there. And they've done it 2 years in a row. Last year, the Jags got the benefit of beating the Bills. And this year they beat I think, who was it this week? Was it
someone else horrible?
I don't know who it was.
Patriots.
It was the Patriots who came in and it's just a shit show. But anyway,
Rick May playing well, by the way.
He played decent. He played decent. He had a decent game. Not bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Oh,
he's an NFL quarterback. You guys fought me on this. 5 touchdowns.
I never said he wasn't an NFL quarterback. I just
nobody
said he
wasn't
an
NFL quarterback.
Bullshit. You guys.
I just said he wasn't going to be a good one. That's all I said.
I mean, 26 for 37, 276 yards and 2 tubs. He played well.
And he played well the week before.
Yes, he played well.
He did. I'm not saying he didn't.
Right. We're not saying that, but let's just relax.
Go Heels.
Go Heels, baby. All right, let's move on to the next game. We got the Colts versus Rafa's Texans. Texans -5 over under 46. What you got to say about that?
Man, if AR-15 is playing, I don't like the Colts, man. I don't like what they're trying to do with him. They're trying to, and they're running him a lot. And I think I know they have to because I know that's what they drafted him for. But he's had injuries already this early, And for you to run him that much, I think early, and I know they didn't have Jonathan Taylor, and I know that's part of your game plan, and that's what you drafted him for. I think just ease it up a little bit because of the injuries. But -5 in the NFL, if I only take -5, if I see that it's like last week when we had the Jags against the Patriots -5 because of the stat I gave. So -5, I don't like to touch in the NFL, or even +5. I think it's a bad number. But I do like the Texans in this spot. I think they have to have a big game, like what Eddie talked about last week. Stroud had a really, really bad game. The Colts defense hasn't played bad, though. So we'll see. I mean, these divisional games are always a little bit tricky. So
yeah, one of the stats that pops out is that CJ Stroud is like rated maybe the second to worst or worst quarterback when he's getting pocket pressure. Now, it's very hard, right? That's but for him to be second to worst, that's the reason I'm taking cut, and I'm taking the over 241 yards and a half on CJ Stroud, because I think they fixed those issues. I think he'll be better protected because Colts defense doesn't put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
All right.
Now. Well, we got to move on to another another Sunday 10 a.m. game. The Cardinals versus the shit show Dolphins in that shit show division. Dolphins -3.5, over under 45.5.
Tua's back. Tua's back.
Is Tua playing this week?
I believe so.
If Tua's playing this week, I will take the over. Now, keep this in mind when you guys clip this. If Tua plays this week for the Dolphins, I will take the over on the Dolphins in the Arizona Cardinals over 45.5. But I want to know that Tua's playing. If he's not playing, if he's playing, the pace of the game is totally different. If we watched last week, I had the under in that game on the Colts and the Dolphins. When you watch them, it's a lot slower pace. When Tua gets out there, you got race cars on the outside in the backfield. There's race cars all over the field for the Dolphins. And Tua seems to be the only motherfucker who could get them the ball. So, and now they asked Tua this week about wearing the Guardian cap. He said no. Maybe it's, I don't know if is it heavier, or I mean, what is the deal there with him saying no?
It's stupidity is what it is.
I believe so.
I've heard from someone that been around the NFL, that Guardian cap really does nothing. But what most quarterbacks have is that the AI intelligence now before, when I played high school football, you had a red dot, a green dot, and a gray dot. One size fits all. And obviously everyone's head is shaped different. Now these quarterbacks are wearing like $2,000 helmets where they get a custom, they take a actual X-ray of your head. They know where the pads should go, where they're thicker. That being said, why hasn't it worked on Tua thus far?
My thing is Tua, if there's any precaution that you can take, you should be taking. I have worn personally those pads, and they do help some. You do feel less of the contact, especially when it's head-on-head contact, which Tua always seem to be getting into. And it's obviously going to help the impact of your head against the ground when your head is going against the ground. So any precaution that Tua should be taking, he needs to. And to me, it seemed like the way he expressed it was, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. And it seems to me like a pride thing. Like, obviously he said, personal preference, but the way it came off was, I don't want to because I don't want to seem like a bitch.
Man. Dude, everyone's saying to fucking quit.
Put it on.
Like, yeah. What would it hurt, right? It might be even sending a message,
right?
But
a good one.
What I have heard is that after this last concussion, he was fine in 3 days. He was good. Motor skills, wasn't showing any signs, but you just could not put him back out there.
No,
he would have got ridiculed by the media and the fans.
He's still gonna get ridiculed if he gets hit and starts throwing gang signs again. On the field.
Man was gangbanging on a Thursday night too.
Like,
you gotta say Sunday.
Yeah, you gotta say, that's it, Papa. That's it. Like, go to the island, enjoy, finish your second sleeve, tribal tattoo, and go enjoy your family, man.
Yeah, it's just not worth it at the end of the day. But we got to move on to the next Sunday game. We got the Falcons -2.5 against the Bucks, over under 46.
Man, I want to talk real quick about Tampa and Godwin getting hurt there at the end of the game. The game's over. And this happened a couple years ago with Cooper Kupp. The Rams were down, I think it was like 20 with a couple minutes left, and it was under 2 minutes. And they threw him the ball, and he got hurt. And it was like, why are these guys even in the game? Like, you're down 10, and the game, like, it's over. I think they were down 17 at that point with like 2.5 or something. It's like, dude, yeah, you want to play it out. The game's fucking over. It really is over. And the man got hurt, and you're going to lose Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is going to be out. Chris Godwin's out.
Not to mention, Rafa, they lost Mike Evans in that first quarter. So your receiver coach should be extra aware, self-aware to be like, hey, we're thin at receiver. Our best dude out there, if we have no chance to win, we should probably pull him. Yeah, that GM and owner is going to be like, bro, what's guys, come on. And now, I mean, dude, poor freaking quarterback. He has no weapons. Bucky Irvin, put Bucky Irvin at receiver. But it's just a bad
Anybody
situation.
said Rams situation is different from the Bucks. The Bucks were down 10. If they pull those players, media says coaches gave up.
There was fucking the minute left, man. There was a minute and a half left. The game's fucking over. The game is over. So it's over. Yeah. Like, that's it. You're not getting. Come on. Let's not be silly.
But
give me the Falcons. Hold on, real quick. We're a blue chip. The Falcons, baby.
Oh.
Blue chip. The Falcons at home -2.5. Oh, they're on the road.
They're on the road.
Hey, scratch the blue chip. No.
That's why I didn't think you were doing it. That's why.
No, we're not doing it. We're not. Go to the next one, Pocket. We're not doing it.
All right, going on to the next one.
We're not
Sunday, 10 a.m. Another 10 a.m. game. Jets with the Devontae Adams -7 versus the Patriots, over under 41.
Dude, I mean, listen, I watched that game. Okay, I watched that game, and the game is 15-6 with like a minute and a half. The Jets are moving the ball, right? They get the ball and put a little drive together, maybe kick a field goal, get a touchdown, whatever. And Rodgers just throws his ball into triple coverage. The corner turns around, makes a great play. And it's those throws that we've seen Rodgers make a bunch of times, where like he's throwing it and the defender's back's turned and he's doing that shit. And I understand, but the game is 15-6. If you watch the first 28 minutes of that football game, 28.5, 29 minutes, I swear to God, and I texted CJ and I'm like, bro, we're going on live because I need a shit on Russell Wilson, who was atrocious at that point. I swear to God. And if anybody ever thought that the NFL was rigged for a second, this is the moment that you think the shit is rigged. Because it was total fucking domination. Russell Wilson's throwing shit into the ground. I mean, it was bad. And I don't know if now they're making a Russell and Ciara thing go on because they got a white couple. Sierra, whatever. They got a white couple with Taylor Swift and Kelsey. They need a black one. So maybe Russell's going to start going off. He played so bad. I mean, it was a shit show. But Aaron Rodgers has to be held accountable. Like, take some accountability yourself, my boy. You were terrible, Aaron Rodgers. Like, you literally did that shit. That throw should have never happened. You had total momentum. I guarantee you they get a field goal or even if they have to punt. There's no way the Steelers, the way they were playing, are going to get the ball and score at that point. And they get an interception. They get short field. They get a PI, which was a brutal call, and even Collinsworth. But you know what? When you're watching that game, Collinsworth was literally sucking up Russell Wilson the whole first half. And I'm like, is this guy not watching this game? This guy's dunking the ball. And he's bowling for dollars is what he was doing. But anyways, the Jets, I stay away from the Jets at this point. Rodgers needs some sort of accountability, and he's not going to take any. But he should go on Pat McAfee soon. If they lose this week, which I don't think they will, but if he loses this week, he should go on Pat McAfee and apologize to the entire Jets fan base.
He would never. His comments after were, we had a great week of practice. He gave them props. We brought in some great speakers. He's like, our energy was really good going into the game. And he goes, I don't know what happened. Pre-game, we had no energy. during the game we had lack of energy. Like, bro, are you serious right now? Turnovers is what killed you, Papa.
Eddie, on your flight to North Carolina, watch the first half of that game.
Oh,
Please.
I'm going to.
I want you to watch it and watch up to that point where he throws the interception. I want you to see that.
Yeah,
it is bad.
I thought of this earlier, and it's like the Jets at this point, or vice versa, are the Raiders of the East Coast. I mean, they are both in a downward spiral, just a whirlwind of shit.
Yeah, man, it's bad.
Yeah, he left his team. He left the 1-4 team to go to another 1-4 team.
Yeah,
just with his homie though. Just with his homeboy.
Same, but different.
Just with his homeboy.
But still the same.
But he said, "Oh, this has been happening all year to this team." Motherfucker, you were speaking. That comment related to both teams. Related to both teams.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It related to both teams, man.
Yeah. Insanity. But we got to move on to our last Sunday 10 a.m. game. We got the Eagles versus the Bengals. Bengals -2.5 over under 48.
This is the overrated bowl. I really believe this is the overrated bowl of both teams. Like, dude, what are the Bengals missing that they're not what they were 2 years ago? Like, what is it? Is it that Burrow has it in his head and he's playing like Carson Palmer did when he got back from that injury, or what is it? I don't know.
Let me say this real quick. You know, the Bengals lost some really tight games. And when you look at the Eagles' record, it almost is shocking that they're 4-2. They don't feel like a 4-2 team, but the Bengals don't feel like their record either. The Bengals feel better. You know, they had
3-4.
Yeah, they don't feel like a 3-4 game. If you look at those first 3 weeks, I mean, the Eagles, I mean, first of all, you're gonna apologize. Apologize about the quarterback from the Jets or Giants saying he hasn't played bad. He's been bad.
He was bad last week.
He's been really, really bad. I think he's had one good game.
Yeah, two good weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, no, everybody knows I hate Daniel Jones. So I think he sucks.
You get what I'm saying? Like the Eagles at 4-2, it's like, man, they don't.
But the Eagles did the same shit last year.
Yeah,
they did the same thing last.
10-1.
But they were 10-1. We didn't feel like they were 10-1.
No. I'm saying I agree with you. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So we didn't feel like they were 10-1. I'm actually going to blue chip the Bengals just because they're at home, 2.5. Which Vegas basically is telling you that they think the Eagles on a neutral field would have been favored by 0.5 point. And so I don't think the Eagles are better than the Bengals. And the Eagles don't look right. And so with the Eagles, if I'm the Eagles, I need to establish Saquon the entire fucking game. Like, that is your identity. And then A.J. Brown can get involved. Establish Saquon and Jalen Hurts running the ball. They need to look at Lamar and the Ravens. And Jalen Hurts is not Lamar. Don't get it twisted. And you fat idiot. That's not what I'm saying. But it's that style, and I think that's what they should do. I think they should look more to what the Ravens do and do that. Like, you have really good receivers on the outside. You have a hell of a running back. Let's work on that. But I like the Bengals -2.5. I'm going to blue chip the Bengals at home.
I like it.
Before we leave this game, you know, Saquon had the chance. I don't know if you guys saw this clip.
I saw it. It was great.
I don't know who was mic'd up. If it was Saquon, probably Saquon, because why wouldn't you mic him up for this game? But he had the opportunity to break his rushing record, and offensive coordinator, I forget, or it wasn't Sirianni. I don't think it wasn't Sirianni.
It was Sirianni. I saw.
Yeah, and went up to him and said, "Listen, you're 16 yards away from your all-time rushing record per game. I would love for you to get it." And now, if you're a Giants fan and if you're the Giants owner, who I believe you didn't want to keep Daniel Jones and you wanted to keep Saquon, it's just another kick in the balls when he says, "Nah, I'm good. Let the young dogs eat." I mean, not only is he a great running back, but he had the opportunity to really put the stamp on the big FU Giants, and especially to the general manager, and say, not only did I kick your ass, but your fan base loves me. I'm breaking my record. And he didn't choose to do that. He's a bigger man. I would have went in there and said, I want to fucking kill that record. F those guys.
Well,
Yeah,
and you played
so-
fullback though.
Just so people know what Eddie's talking about, I'm screen sharing
13
right now.
yards away from your career high. I would love for you to get that, but that's up to you. I just don't want. I'm going to take out all the starters if they don't score.
You good? Let them eat.
You sure?
Yeah, good.
You sure?
I promise.
I'll listen to you. I want you to do it if you want to do it.
So I'd rather see the young boys eat.
That has to give you goosebumps, man.
Bro.
It gave me goosebumps.
It did.
Man. Really, man. It's a great dude.
It did. And dude, that GM for the Giants, you got to fire that Vato, man. You doubled down on your mistake. Your mistake was, and I get it, you won a playoff game with Daniel Jones, but you paid him too much. And then you had the opportunity maybe to draft a quarterback, but you had the opportunity to pay the right superstar. And the owner wanted you to do it. And you said, I'm not going to pay my quarterback $45 million to hand off to a $13 million running back. Well,
look at you now, homeboy.
That's what the Eagles are doing. And they're 4-2. Yeah, jackass.
But we got to move on to the 1 p.m. games. We got the Bears minus 2.5 against the Redskins. Over under 43.5.
Oh man. So
Bears coming off a bye, correct?
Yeah, Bears are coming off a bye, going on the road to Washington. Jaden Daniels is not playing, which is why the line is what it is.
Yeah.
Mariota came in and did a great job, I thought. Came in, did a good job. That was the Panthers. I don't know if he can do that this week. I like the Bears. I'm going to blue chip the Bears minus 2.5. I think the Bears defense, is phenomenal. I think the bye week is going to help Caleb progress, and he's played well the last handful of weeks. I think he's done a hell of a job. And so I like the Bears minus 2.5. I'm going to blue chip the Bears. I think they can win, and I look towards the under here as well. Keep an eye on that under at 43.5. I don't know how much they're going to score. I don't know how much Washington will be able to do. You know, you had a lead when Daniels went out of the game. There was some momentum. It's a different deal. Mariota's actually going out as a starter out there. So I had a different type of pressure, I believe. So I like the Bears in this spot for sure, coming off a bye minus 2.5 with that defense. And so let's go Bears.
Blue chip?
Blue chip the Bears minus 2.5.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Moving on to the 1 p.m. Another 1 p.m. game. The Bills minus 3 against the bullshit Birds of Seattle. Over under 47.
I hate that fucking place.
Me too.
My God, I hate that place. The Bills, dude. And I said it before the season started, and Eddie Money's talking shit. I love the Bills. They're my team to get to the AFC title game and lose to the Ravens. So I do love the Bills. This spot though on the road, I think it's a little tough. So
Rafa, we lost you. We lost you.
Lose me? Can you hear me?
We hear you, but we lost you.
Hey,
oh shit!
You popped
You got
out.
me? No. Oh wait, hold on.
No. Yeah, we'll go to Eddie full screen, but yeah,
I'll say this: Seattle's pass defense is garbage. Almost everyone is scoring a shit ton of points on them, and give Amari Cooper actual a week, to learn this offense. We saw what he did in just 3 or 4 days with who I think is the best quarterback this year. And I think the Bills are going to be quite scary. I think I agree with Rafa, man. I think the Bills are going to roll the Seahawks.
But while we get Rafa back, we're gonna go to a little commercial break.
Yes, let's do that, man. What
By
up,
the
man?
My bad. The bot lobbyist, by the way, he says commercial break on a podcast. So we usually take a commercial break because Eddie has to go to the bathroom. So, but on this one, I had my camera actually shut off for whatever, God knows why the fuck that happened. He also says you guys remind me of me and my best friend, both in our 50s, and want to do something.
Well,
Man, I'm not 50 yet.
Yeah.
I
This is
mean,
the purpose of the show.
like you just Bob, the lobbyist, you just hit the nail on the head, guy. I wish that's it. That's
If you do a pod, let us know, baby. I'll watch it. I love watching old dudes talk shit. That's what we do.
For sure. But you know what? Now that we're doing it remote, I could probably just put a trash can and just piss and shit. Right here.
Please don't.
You guys wouldn't even know the difference.
No.
Your wife will not fucking be okay with that shit.
No, please do not.
Neither will the cleaning lady yet.
Yes, don't do that.
All right,
please.
I'm just okay.
But we gotta continue on with the 1 p.m. games. We got the Saints versus the Superchargers.
Yeah.
-7 over under 40.5.
Dude, I know John Harbaugh's a phenomenal head coach or whatever.
What about Jim?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. Yeah, John's a hell of a head coach. But Jim's a hell of a head coach too. But dude, his offense, like, he doesn't deserve Herbert. Like, can I say that? He doesn't deserve Herbert. I think he's just it's like wasting him because that's not his style of offense. And I know, but he likes to run the ball. Dude, I just feel like Herbert, and Herbert has injuries at receiver, and Ladd McConkey just looked sort of out of place, like on Monday night. I don't know if you watched. I felt like
good.
They were talking about it the whole game that he didn't look like himself, and thought he was like there was a play there where he looked like he was going to take a shot, and he just kind of dropped a wide open pass. And
that.
I don't know if there was a little fear in his little heart or something. And I love Ladd McConkey. I think he's phenomenal. Set -7 here. The Saints. Rattler didn't look good at all last week. I mean, the Denver defense just, tore him to pieces. And I know that was a short week for a rookie quarterback and who just came into play. So it's not like he's been playing. So it's tough for the team to kind of turn that real quick for a rookie, especially a guy who just started playing. So, I like the Chargers in the spot. I don't know about the 7. Chargers don't score enough for me. But we'll see. I mean, you're playing a rookie quarterback, and he's got hurt receivers, and it's just basically Alvin Kamara out there. And they just gave him an extension. Kudos to him. He deserved it. He deserves it. So I like the Chargers in this spot. I don't know if I like the 7, but if you like to do 6-point teasers, I don't do 10 or 13 because that's just
garbage.
But if you're doing a 6-pointer, throw the Chargers in there, you'd get them at -1. So,
what's really strange is, obviously Jim has a style at Stanford, run 10 linemen and a running back and a quarterback. We've seen it at Michigan, a very intricate running game. And now this was a concern going into San Diego with the quarterback. We knew that his style of play was going to be this. He drafted, instead of Malik Neighbors, he drafted Joe Alt, which I predicted. But he's a former quarterback, which is it's so odd that this is. I mean, you would think he played fullback or nose tackle, but like it's just weird that he's like ultra conservative and just waits for other people to make mistakes, and that's how he beats you. And it is. Hey, if you're not going to use him, man, we'll give you Gardner Minshew. Minshew can hand off the ball. Give us Justin Herbert.
Oh man, Chargers should have won that game. They had a fumble there and it was such a bad luck fumble. I don't know if you saw the play early in the game. Get into the end zone. Fumbles like at the 2, and the ball ends up going into the end zone instead of straight out of bounds. So that was a brutal spot there for them. But I don't like their inability to score, man. 5 field goals. By the way, my kicker, Cameron Dicker, the kicker, beat Michael Brown in fantasy. And I don't even pay attention to that shit, by the way, Michael Brown. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir.
Ooh, yeah, a lot of bad. By the way, I didn't get to do my firing, so I'm going to do my firing now. I'm going to fire Eddie Money, who is in our Two Nobodies Fantasy League, I just saw this right now, for proposing a trade that I give him Justin Jefferson for Garrett Wilson and Javonte Williams. I like Javonte, Tar Heel, great to be a Tar Heel from North Carolina, great running back. But come on, man. What do I look like? Like I was born.
Eddie Money's a finagler.
He is.
Fucking finagler.
He's trying to do it right before it gets Stafford, too. He's trying to be slick. He's thinking, I know what he's thinking. Stafford, Jay Jettis.
Yeah.
Go off. Eddie Money, I see
trade. He said the trade talks gotta start somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Just start somewhere else.
Start somewhere else. Let's get on to the next one.
We got next one. I'm going to just enjoy every bit of the Chiefs -10 against the Raiders over under 41.5. Eddie Money was trying to tell me about how much he was enjoying seeing my Niners get abused. I can't wait to see the Raiders get abused.
Ooh, what's the over-under on Pat Mahomes' yardage?
Man, the Chiefs haven't looked good on offense, but they undefeated. They are undefeated, baby. I think the Chiefs win, but 10 points. The Raiders are in disarray though, so we'll see. I stay away from this game.
Stay away.
Really?
I won't. I'll be right close to it. Right close to it, enjoying every second.
The Chiefs have been now 17 games in a row or 16 games in a row. They failed to score 30. By the way, what's their record in those games? Is phenomenal, I'm sure. So we don't need to go through it. I mean, it's the Chiefs and Raiders. If the Raiders win this game, we'll start to see a different Chiefs team going forward. Just to let you know, I'm letting you know that right now. So
you're saying there's a chance?
Well, there's always a chance. It's any given Sunday, according to Al Pacino and Jamie Foxx.
Well, I hear people calling for Desmond Ridder to start over Gardner Minshew.
Fuck it.
Gardner Minshew was so horrific last week.
Oh, dude, he was bad.
He was
bad.
You got to be more self-aware being Tom Telesco. You saw your star defensive end disrespect. Everyone saw it, calling him little ass boy. Your star defensive player, your leader in the locker room, disrespected another player in the NFL. Like I've never seen anyone disrespect another player in the NBA or in the NFL. I mean, calling another NFL player little ass boy over and over and over again. Other than spitting in someone's face or calling them a racial slur, that's major disrespect. And to think that you said, yeah, that's who I'm going to bring in as my quarterback to lead this team after your star disrespected this guy. Tom Telesco, man, get a fucking clue.
Let's move on to the next one.
Move on to the next one, man. We got the Panthers versus the Broncos, who've been kind of surprising. -10 over under 41.5.
By the way, Bryce Young playing in this game. Hope Andy Dalton and his family are okay. He got in a car accident today. And due to the car accident, actually, the Carolina Panthers said that Bryce Young would start. Line is -10. This is a game I just want to sit and watch. I want to see if Bryce has learned anything. I'm going to watch this just to see how bad Bryce, if he learned anything sitting there. And we'll see. I mean, he came in last week at the end, mop-up duty with the Redskins, and it was disgusting to watch. So, but we'll see. And Denver's defense has been very, very impressive. And the Broncos have overachieved. I think 10 points was a lot of points. Carolina's a bad team. So, but it's a sit and watch. I want to just watch Bryce Young, see what he does. That's it. Nothing else.
To me, this is Miami of Ohio against the Toledo fucking Rock. I might want to watch that more than I want to watch this game. I agree with you. Like I want to see. I want to see how Bryce Young actually reacts. I want to see that. But yeah, Panthers Broncos, man.
No, I want to see. I just want to see what Bryce Young does. That's all.
I'll be tuning in to see exactly what Bryce Young does as well. But moving on to my 49ers versus the Cowboys. I think shockingly that the 49ers are -4 over under 46.5.
Man, Cowboys coming off a bye. They need this win. Niners need this win as well. And I knew the Niner game this week was going to be a tough game, facing the Chiefs off of a bye. Cowboys coming off a bye, so now the Niners get 2 weeks in a row of teams coming off of byes By the way, and they weren't slouch teams. Like when the NFL put the schedule together, you had the Cowboys, who a lot of people, thought they were going to win 11 or 12 games. And then you had the Chiefs before that, and you give them buys, and then you have them face the Niners. Yes, they're both at home, but I want to, and the Niners, Ayuk's out, should have never paid his ass. Debo's sick. Who knows if he's playing? CMC's out. Like they don't have anything. They got Jawan Jennings and the rookie out
Ricky
there playing
Pearson.
or Pearsall, no, or whatever.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky Pearsall and Gator Chomp getting his ass chomped last week.
I saw something that said that the 49ers most healthy receiver was a guy that got shot 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal.
Listen, okay, I'm listening to you guys beat around this fucking bush. I mean, can we talk about the real fucking issue that's going on? And what I did 3-4 weeks ago worked perfectly. What did I say Brock Purdy was? Without all the fucking stars around him.
No, Eddie.
Mid as fuck. Mid
Eddie.
Did you not watch that game last week?
I watched it. First of all, he's playing Kansas City. Like, we got to put that out there. He's playing Kansas City. Second of all, you're not talking about what is Brock Purdy. We lost Rafa again. What is Brock Purdy without
what the fuck?
What is
Dude, my camera's shutting off.
What is Brock Purdy without, any stars? No, you're talking about what is Brock Purdy with nobody, like nothing, like no. And you're talking about the system. Yes, Brock Purdy is in the system. Nothing up. The system is completely broken. It's detached. It's deteriorated. And he's working with garbage. He's working with a rookie.
Okay, and that was my fucking argument. Okay, now you guys got on me like you wouldn't take Brock Purdy with the Raiders. We had Brock Purdy. Gardner Minshew played exactly how fucking Brock Purdy fucking played in the same fucking week. He is not a $50 million quarterback, and he has proven that he is not a $50 million quarterback without the talent around him.
Eddie, he doesn't have any talent, like no talent, zero. So yes, I was expecting Brock Purdy to not play well for one against the Chiefs, and then two, with his complete roster around him, not like one or two guys. You're talking about every single guy that is of note or of talent just not playing, like not even questionable, just out. And so yeah, you cut him some slack. Like, yeah, bro, you're not playing well because we're giving you nothing to work with.
For me, this is who I said he was without the talent. He's playing like I thought Brock Purdy would play without the talent. That's all I'm saying.
Can we let's just real quick analyze something real quick, right? Okay. So let's take do that real quick off the top of the dome. The highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL are Joe Burrow. He has Jamar Chase. Lamar Jackson is an absolute talent. It's a whole different animal, right? And he still has Dave Flowers and Jason Bateman, who Eddie doesn't like, and he had a hell of a game on Monday night. And he's still a first-round fucking receiver. And we can. Yeah. Dak Prescott has CeeDee Lamb, and Josh Allen had Diggs, and Trevor Lawrence. We've seen what he does, and he has nothing. The kid Thomas, he could be phenomenal. CJ Stroud has Nico Collins, and he has a bunch of dudes, right? So, but let's look at here's the list now. Jared Goff, he's got a fucking armory of talent. I mean, that talent on the Lions is ridiculous. Tua as well. Jordan Love is now the highest paid, and Jordan Love has a young group of good receivers. Brock Purdy, Eddie, is playing with a bunch of nobodies at this point. So we got to give him a little bit. And now, do I think that he made mistakes against the Chiefs? 100%. He made bad decisions, and it was him forcing balls that he shouldn't have forced. That interception in the end zone was terrible. You took points off the board. He made bad decisions. I'm not gonna defend his bad play. For sure, it was terrible. But he doesn't have key guys that a lot of these other guys have. Key guys. Kirk Cousins, he has very good receivers. He had Justin Jefferson beforehand. all of these great quarterbacks need fucking great weapons.
Jaden Daniels,
Eddie, he's playing
McLaurin.
Great. He's done it for 5 weeks. Well, he's only
been in the league for 5 weeks.
Well,
pull up that list again. Pull up that list again, CJ, please. And let's do this, because you tell me. Obviously, there's some obvious ones on here. Who would you rather have? Where do you put Brock Purdy on this list? Where do you rank him? And Deshaun Watson, just cross him out.
Well, but listen, and we can go to that real quick. And as a perfect example, how good was DeAndre Hopkins with Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson threw for 5,000 yards in the season. So when he had DeAndre Hopkins, he was phenomenal. People, we always tend to forget about how good the weapons are that these quarterbacks have. And that's a big deal. Every single quarterback on this list has gotten paid by what they've done, but they've always had a good core around them to get to that point of getting paid. Like every single guy on there, Tua, Tyreek Hill, with the exception of Jordan Love, right? But Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. You know,
my point is, I'm not taking Brock Purdy over anyone here, excluding Deshaun Watson.
I'm taking Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts. By the way, when Kyler Murray got paid, how good was he with DeAndre Hopkins? You don't take Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts?
I don't.
Are we kidding?
Because he's
Jalen Hurts has one of the most, if not the most talented offense, period. They had an amazing offensive line. He has arguably,
I'm just telling you, I'm taking Jalen Hurts over Brock Purdy.
That you've only seen him with all those weapons. That's what I'm saying. The only guy on this fucking list that does it with nobody is the one and only, the GOAT in the making, in the flesh, Patrick Kermit Mahomes is the only motherfucker on that list doing it with turds. That's just what it is. It is obvious. And as Brady got older, he needed weapons to win. Like that team in Tampa, it was Mike Evans, it was Gronk, it was Godwin, it was the backfield of Fournette. Okay. Guys need weapons, Eddie, and every motherfucker on that list, with the exception of Jordan Love, has had a receiver, a receiving core, a running back, an offensive line. They've had something. Brock Purdy.
I agree.
He played like shit. He played the number one defense in the league, coming off of a bye, by the way. So you played the best coach in the league, probably the second best defensive coordinator, in my opinion, and the best quarterback in the league, period. Period. Hands down. It's not even fucking close. My camera just went off again.
Camera doesn't.
Yes, it did.
Right.
So CJ,
I'm watching it close on me.
So CJ, what are you paying him? What's your contract offer to Mr. Irrelevant?
Well, I'm not a GM, so I'm not
just
gonna
pull that list up. Pull that list up and tell me.
Let's see. All right, let's pull it up.
Pull that list up and tell me, what is your offer to Brock Purdy? Because you could barely pay Brandon Ayuk. You got Trent Williams.
It all depends on what's around him, but as I'm looking.
Well, that's the problem. You pay him, the less will be around him. A la
him saying that he's gonna take a pay cut. So if he's gonna take a pay cut, we can scroll down this list, and it's probably less than Matthew Stafford.
So listen, he's been taking a pay cut. He's been getting paid less than $1 million.
But so he's saying that he's not. He basically, what he's telling us is he's not going to take any of this. He's going to take somewhere less of this,
like a Baker Mayfield.
Who knows? We don't know. We don't know what's going to be around him. We don't know if Trent Williams is going to stick around and Brandon Ayuk and all these guys are going to stick around. But if he's telling me he's going to take a pay cut, then I'm looking at something less than Matthew Stafford.
Ooh, would you be okay with that, Rafa?
I'm okay with him.
Because his agent's not going to be.
I don't fuck with people's money. So if he's deserving of whatever he's deserving, it is what it is. What's their record? 3-4.
Yeah.
And now they get the Cowboys after a bye. We put it up. McCarthy 12-5 off a bye and 3-1 with the Cowboys. I think it's another tough spot for them this week. and they're hurt at every position. You don't have your two starting receivers, and you don't have your starting running back.
Devastating.
But that's the problem. You can't be without your two receivers and your starting running back, who's a star, who was included in everything. I mean, remove Marshall Faulk from fucking Kurt Warner and the Rams. But you saw what happened when LaDainian Tomlinson was hurt in the Chargers. Like, those are all do-it receivers. Pull Kamara from the Saints and see what happens. But those are all
my argument is you put Brock Purdy on the fucking Raiders and put Minshew on the 49ers with the injuries. They're the same guy. They're the same guy.
That's far-fetched, Ed, and we can't do that. We're not going to do that. It's super far-fetched for the simple fact.
It's not far-fetched because the rosters with all the injuries are not that far apart.
The guy's like 15-6 in his first 21 games or whatever it was. Like,
and
the guy was.
You know why I think so?
No, that's fine, Eddie. Every team needs weapons to succeed. Like, with the exception of Patrick Mahomes, everyone else, I'm sorry, it is a proven fact. This year, Josh Allen is doing it with a rookie.
I was just about to bring up Josh Allen, man.
Josh Allen this year is doing it with a rookie, and they gave him a guy. And now he's got a guy, an older guy, but he's got a guy. And he had Diggs before that. And I love Josh Allen. You know I love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how much I love Josh Allen. I think he's phenomenal. So, but for me, Purdy, if it's 40 million, if it's 45, if it's 50, it is what it is. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, if they don't get to the NFC title game, like that, then you have to sit and look. Like, where did we go wrong, right? And obviously you can look to the injuries, and that's a big deal. And there's only one guy in the league who can get away with that, and that's the guy you guys call Kermit the Frog. That is the GOAT in waiting, the GOAT in the making. That's it.
I just wanted to bring it up because you guys fucking guy looked like shit last week, and
100%, I agree.
I agree with you.
And also I do believe that, and I think it's not even the belief, it's a fact. The Chiefs defense are number one in almost every category.
Yes. So,
by the way, is Bateman not named Jason? I know Jason Bateman's an actor.
No.
Whatever, Bateman. We know who it is.
It's like Rashad Bateman.
It could be. Yeah, Jason's more of a
something
white guy
more of the skin tone nature.
It's Rashad.
Something more of.
I want to apologize to Rashad.
He finally had a good game. Don't act like he was a first round pick. He's been an underachiever. Bateman has underachieved. That's why they went and got Zay Flowers. That's why they went and got OBJ. That's why they went and got Hollywood or had Hollywood Brown, or
they had him before. But
he's underachieved.
All right, let's get off of the Purdy talk. Let's go on to the next one. Watch the Niners this weekend. Be careful with that game.
But yeah, we got to move on to Monday Night Football. Giants versus the Steelers. Steelers -6.5. Over under 36.5.
Steelers by 1 million. Steelers by 1 million. The NFL last week, what they did, they're doing the Ciara and Russell Wilson are the black Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. That game was so I'm telling you, if you think that shit is rigged, you have to watch this. It was just like Chris Collinsworth is jerking him off. Oh, Russell Wilson, this and that. And this motherfucker.
I will not take any Ciara slander on this podcast. You understand?
Ciara,
zero,
whatever it is.
Zero.
They're gonna fucking smoke them. I think they're gonna smoke. I think the Steelers are gonna kill them. They're gonna start rolling. Do the Steelers, if Russell rolls this week, do the Steelers consider trading Justin Fields? We had 2 weeks.
No, because
why would you?
Russell Wilson is injury prone. He's coming off a bad calf.
Old.
And I think you're paying Justin Fields
pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, like Brock Purdy money. So yeah, let
do you
him.
Do you think teams were impressed at him leading the team to 4-2? Does that get him a job next year?
He fucking impressed me.
He impressed me too. He impressed me too. I want you to, hopefully, Eddie, you can watch the first half of that game tomorrow. And you tell me what you think, because I thought it was the worst mistake. I couldn't believe it watching it. I'm telling you, it was so bad. Well, it was so bad to watch.
Let's give props to where props is due, and to Mike Tomlin.
Always do.
We sat here last week and we questioned the fuck out of that decision, and nobody agreed with it.
No,
there wasn't. I mean, no one in Pittsburgh, no one in the Northern Hemisphere. Everyone was like, "What are you doing? Why would you make the change?" Fucking Tomlin.
Rafa, we lost you again.
Fuck, man, this fucking camera, bro. Unbelievable.
You should get the $30 one.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of you know what? A $700 camera doesn't fucking work. Unfucking believable.
Raw. This is raw. Rafa. We call this raw Rafa. Raw Rafa.
Yes.
Jeez.
Rowdy Rafa.
Rowdy Rafa.
So
But-
yeah, Monday Night Football, another sleeper. How much longer does I can't, I know the Giants owner, forget his name.
I
There's
feel
no
like I should have a montage of me going back and you going and you saying like, I remember this guy's name. I remember this
dude,
guy's
yeah.
name.
I'm 51. Yeah. I don't dude, I forget my kids' names. I don't know their birthdays. Yeah. I'm an early candidate.
Guy.
Yeah. That would be a long montage.
Their
Like,
kids are
yeah.
gonna put you in a home. You just said you don't remember your kids' birthdays.
No, I'll call them different names and yeah. Listen,
I feel
a lot of
it,
drogas in my early years, man.
Jeez.
There you
But-
maybe if you switch sides, that
All right, so that's Monday Night Football. Let's get. Are we done with the NFL?
We're done with the NFL.
Let's get into some college, man. Let's get into some good stuff.
God.
Yeah, so the best sport to ever exist, college football.
Yes.
And we got the first game coming up. But no, before that, I'm going to take that away. Take that away. People got some explaining to do on this podcast. There's two of you. There's both of you. But both of you, I'm looking at both of you on my screen right now, have some
Okay.
explaining to do. Rafa, I don't know why you're corking your head to the side. Like there wasn't 5,000 comments between Instagram and TikTok alone that want you to apologize for the
Yeah.
Tennessee volunteer slander. Do you feel that the people deserve an apology because they want you to apologize?
I apologized already on at the beginning of the show, and I'll apologize again. But you know what? I should apologize to myself for being stupid and believing in Kellen DeBoer, who I did not like from the beginning, and he's regressed. Jalen fucking Milroe. I really feel it. I cannot believe it. This kid played phenomenal last year, and now he's just like, it doesn't look right. Bama needs to get right real quick. And DeBoer, if they don't make the playoff, it is an absolute fucking failure for him.
Those are
Rick
just-
Flores says, "What's up?" By the way,
What up, tricksters?
What up, Rex?
Dude, it's so tough. It's so tough. Name a situation where you follow one of the best to ever do it and it works out. Those were shoes that were just too big to fill. I'm talking about Nick Saban, of course. But CJ, you and I both thought that DeBoer would improve the offense. The defense of Alabama, horseshit, not very good.
Yeah.
Bad tackling, scheme, you name it. And there's
really
studs on.
bad tackling.
Yeah, and there's studs. It makes you question why that stud from Ohio State left Alabama. God, he's so freaking good. The DB that here we go
Yeah,
again.
he left
CJ.
in a hurry.
Yeah, but he's incredible at Ohio State. And who leaves Alabama to go to Ohio State? But he's proven to be right. But those are just too. The shoes are too big, man. Too
Yeah,
big to fill.
Now let me ask you a question. Zach says Downs, by the way. the
Yes.
cornerback.
Caleb
ask you,
Downs, I think.
If you're Kellen DeBoer, do you get on the phone and call Nick Saban? Do you bring him down?
100%.
But
That's
but
the-
does he do it? But does he do it? Does he come
It's-
down on a Thursday, and when they're
No.
hosting?
Don't do it.
You can't do it, right?
No.
You don't
No.
want Nick Saban in the 10
Area.
radius of
Yes.
Tuscaloosa
Yes.
because people will start offering their children.
Oh no,
their-
they won't let him
their-
leave. The moment he
their-
steps inside, there's like
Bitcoin.
yeah,
gold bullion,
yes,
their wives.
yes.
No. You do not. You pretend it's like that one movie. We do not speak Nick Saban's name. You do not do that. I'm sorry.
No, the moment
Because-
Nick Saban steps foot in Tuscaloosa, there's like a ping that goes off, and everybody they won't let him leave. He'll just be trapped there.
Yeah.
My God. Oh
Rafa,
my God.
we lost.
Camera, dude, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this camera. It's fully charged. I don't know what it is, man.
But anyways, so I'm curious, CJ. What do I have to apologize about?
Oh, not necessarily apology, but I just want to pose the question. You were this Jalen Milroe, just you just loved him so much.
Okay.
Do you still want Jalen Milroe over Shedeur Sanders?
1,000%. And I'll tell you why, CJ. I'm not saying it's the right move, but listen to me real quick. I am a injured, a hurt soul. I am an abused partner in a relationship, and I've been in a relationship for 42 years with the Los Angeles, the Oakland, and the Las Vegas Raiders. And I am so beaten down by watching quarterbacks on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 12 step up into the pocket, take off, and get first downs with their feet. I want that so bad that I am willing to take a better runner than a better passer. There's no question that Shedeur is a better passer and more accurate than Jalen Milroe. It's not an argument. But I want it. I need it. I need it in my life. I need a mobile quarterback. Every time Derek Carr went mobile, he would stick the ball out and fumble it through the end zone. Did it twice. It's just freaking disgusting. That is why I still want, and listen, he's crawling down the board. Now, if I had the choice between Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Jalen Milroe, I'm going Cam Ward.
I don't even think Jalen Milroe is in like the top 10 in national passing, or offense in general.
Was Lamar Jackson in top 10 in passing?
We can't compare.
No. Oh, yes, we can. I think Milroe is a more durable, maybe not as fast, but I think he's shifty. I think he has a nose to run the ball. No one was saying that Lamar Jackson. What pick did Lamar go to the Raiders?
The last pick in the first round.
Okay, no one was thinking that he would be this amazing thrower of the football. I think, and because CJ, we've talked to our buddy, Jordan Palmer, our quarterback from Cornell, Jameson. We've talked to him. He said he's working with. He's gonna develop into a better passer. He already has a great arm. He has a strong arm. Now, does he have to get more accurate? Does he have to read defenses better? But yeah, I'm not. I know people are gonna hate me and people are gonna say I'm stupid, but that's my reasoning. Because in my life, for my team, I want to see a quarterback with the silver and black run for a first down on 3rd and 12. I'll just die, just faint and just pass out right there.
Jalen Milroe is 31st in passing, but I'll leave it there.
Out of 109?
All right, let's get into some games.
I'll leave it there. But first game up, we got Syracuse versus number 19 Pitt, -5.5, over under 62.
Give me Pitt to cover -5.5. We're gonna blue chip Pitt. Undefeated Pitt, by the way, at home, coming off a bye. Give me the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Good game. Syracuse is not dog shit.
No, they're very good.
No, they're not. But I'll take the undefeated team who's like 5-1 against the spread, if I'm not mistaken.
My personal game of the week, number 17, Boise State, -3, Ashton Jeanty, the Heisman versus UNLV, over under 63.5. This is the Mountain West Conference Championship preview. You will see these two teams playing for that championship. What you got to say, Ralph?
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. I don't want to watch this.
He is leading the Heisman race, Rafa. 1,248 yards, 17 touchdowns. and this is
Rafa's a
like,
hater, man.
dude,
Hater.
he's on
Bro.
pace. He's
Rafa's a
on
hateful
pace to
person.
break the records. He's on pace to break the GOAT of all running backs, and it's
Rafa's
not Emmitt
hateful.
Smith.
That's just what it is. He's a hateful person, and he's just hateful towards the Mountain West.
Oh God.
That's
But
I'm not.
moving on back to the Big Ten, we got Rutgers versus bullshit Trojans of USC minus 13.5, over under 56.5.
Do they even cover? I don't even know, man. I'd stay away from USC. Eddie Money thinks that the Scarlet Rutgers
Scarlet
bullshit,
Knights.
the
I think
bullshit Rutgers
Rutgers
team.
got their ass kicked last week, did they not?
Yeah, Eddie Money thinks, he says, give me Rutgers to cover. I'm not watching this game. I'm tired of watching Lincoln Riley. I think it's disgusting.
I
Dude,
agree.
there's a lot of people, faithful Trojans and donors that are starting to regret this decision. And how can you, at this point, how can you take USC against Bosco?
Yeah,
Fuck,
literally.
against Jay Sarah.
Yeah. I mean, but if UCLA beats Rutgers, USC has to beat Rutgers. Like, you can't.
Eddie
can't-
Money, Zach says the stadium will be empty.
Yeah. And Eddie
Oh,
Money
for
thinks
sure.
Rutgers can cover.
For sure. The
Yeah,
cast
so-
of Jersey Shore will be there
Yeah.
fist pumping in the Coliseum.
For sure. But moving on, staying in the Big 12, or staying in the Big 10, we got Washington minus number 13, Indiana, the best team in the Big 10 right now.
Oh,
Minus
God.
6.5.
Put some respect
Over
on it.
under 53.5.
By
Put
the way-
some respect on the Hoosiers, man.
Their quarterback's hurt.
Oh, shit.
Hurt his thumb. I don't know if he's playing. Indiana, Washington, as I said from the beginning of the year, would be the biggest disappointment in the Big Ten. They fucking basically, Michigan's taking that crown. But another game I will not be watching.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
man.
dude, I can't
Come
watch
on,
Indiana. If Bobby Knight's not on the sideline, I can't watch. Sorry,
They're
man.
undefeated.
Good for them.
Would you
So
hire
fit.
this? Would you hire this Indiana coach at Michigan or USC?
I would
No.
hire him anywhere in the country. What?
No,
Oh, my goodness. That's atrocious.
no.
He's won everywhere. Oh, Rafa.
Yeah. I love all those guys that they won everywhere. Reference Kellen DeBoer.
I knew he was going to bring
Like,
up Kellen DeBoer.
Reference like this, bro. He's won everywhere. He's at Indiana, dog. Like, come on.
He's at
He's won
Indiana.
everywhere.
Dude, he went
He won-
undefeated at JMU.
Bro,
A
Indiana
program that
is a
was
Wonderful.
basketball
Woo!
school. Indiana is a basketball school.
Wonderful. Listen, I don't know if you guys, you remember Scott Frost, Ed?
Oh, yes, I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
Scott
You
Nebraska.
Frost.
remember Scott
man.
Frost? Quarterback at
Oregon team.
Nebraska.
I thought he would have been. I
Quarterback
thought
at
he was
Nebraska.
the perfect fit. I really did.
He was the
You-
OC at
how did-
Oregon when
how-
Marcus Mariota was there.
And he was the head coach at UCF and went undefeated. How did that work out in Nebraska?
Bro, that is an
Oh, it didn't
enigma.
work.
That is probably the craziest shit. If I was positive, I mean, he even looked like a young Tom Osborne on the sideline. Like, I thought
Boom, not anymore.
this was the perfect match in Nebraska to bring, coming from Oregon, running this offense. Sometimes, man, shit
It
just
just
don't
doesn't
work out.
work. It just
Trap
doesn't
game
work
for
out.
Indiana. Trap game for Indiana. Let's move on.
All right, moving on. Nebraska versus number 4 Ohio State minus 25.5, over under 48.
Man, Ohio State's got to get a big win. They need a big win. They're coming off a bye. Last game was that shit show Ryan Day pulled in against the Ducks. They need a big win. I think they're gonna get it this week. The quarterback from Nebraska, he's a baby still. You can tell, man.
Brandon
I
Raiola.
mean,
Jackass.
He's because he thinks he's Mahomes.
And he's only saying that because he fucking copies Mahomes. That's the only reason.
He thinks he's he thinks he's
Facts.
He thinks he's Mahomes.
Let me, Rafa, you know who else was coming
Who?
off a bye last week and got their ass whooped to Indiana? Was
Yeah,
Nebraska.
Yeah, that was
Coming off a
disappointing.
bye.
Dude, they had 2 terrible turnovers. If not, that game should have never. That game could have been 21-21. They had 2 turnovers in the red zone, inside the 15-yard line. Had 2 turnovers. But yeah, I think Ohio State gets healthy this week. I like Ohio State. We're blue chip Ohio State in the first half, which is probably 13.5 or 14, and give me Ohio State minus 25.5. They got to get right. They got to get right. I think this after a bye, this is a big win you need. So, and Indiana's undefeated. What's that?
I think this is a very tough game for the Buckeyes.
Me too. 25 is
wild. It's wild to me.
Crazy.
The thing is, when you're sitting there in your Ohio State, you got to look at. Listen, we're coming off a bye. We just lost to Oregon. Indiana is undefeated. Oregon's undefeated. Those are the first 1-2 teams in the 1-2 in the Big Ten. So, by the way, Ohio State's 14.5 first half. Give me the Buckeyes all the way around. I think you need this game to kind of, get shit going.
Chip Kelly sucks.
Right.
Chip Kelly sucks. Chip Kelly sucks, and Chip Kelly sucks. You know what Ohio State isn't, which makes no sense. They should be. They're not explosive. And they have all the fucking weapons to be explosive. Why aren't they explosive? And you know what? And they're gonna come out and run their RPOs and get 3 and 4 fucking yards. And Nebraska, their hair's gonna be on fire, and they're gonna play good defense because Indiana
handed it to their ass.
I think.
Give me the Buckeyes. Let's go.
Next up, we got the game of the disappointment.
Nebraska.
Next up, we got the game of the disappointments. Oklahoma versus number 18, Ole Miss, minus 20 over under 49.
Man, Rafa. Oh my God, bro.
Is Oklahoma really disappointing though, CJ and Rafa?
Yes.
Yes. I don't think they are.
I think we all saw this coming, man.
Yeah, I don't think they're disappointing. Okay, I don't think they were very good.
We have to piece the whole thing together, though. Like, you're talking about a team that was a college football playoff contender every season, preseason. You're talking about a team that brought, a national championship defensive coordinator. Like, Brett Venables is just Dan Lanning. Like, he's the same coach, just in a different program, in a great program at that. And so I thought they were disappointing because I had a lot of respect for Brett Venables, coming from Clemson and, the respect that he has as a defensive-minded coach. But I just don't think he's a head coach. I think he should rejoin Lincoln Riley at USC is what he should do and rebuild that defense truly. But Brett Venables, I think Oklahoma is disappointing. They're a preseason top 25 team that's not ranked anymore.
I love Venables as well. I'll be honest with you. I think he's a great coach. But like you, I think he's a defensive coordinator. And everything pointed to, he's very disciplined. He's fucking jawline like a fucking maniac. He probably runs a marathon every fucking morning.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's one of those crazy dudes. But it's different, man. You're not an X's and O's guy as a head coach. You are a figurehead. You are a manager of not only of kids, but you're a manager of grown men and people. And it's, I didn't expect Oklahoma to do very well in the SEC this year.
No, me neither.
Really?
100%.
I didn't.
They were going to be good. I think they were in the Big 12. That's just basically what it was. They were in the Big 12. That's just what it was. It was two dogs in the Big 12, and they both left, and we saw that one can compete and the other one clearly cannot. And so they've always been underachievers. The last 10, 12 years, they've been an underachieving. Like,
you can't say that. You can't say 100%.
That. You start at the beginning of the year. You're at the beginning of the year. You're a top 4 team, top 5 team, and then you don't win shit.
You go to the playoff.
Yeah, they're in the playoff. They don't win shit though.
It doesn't. You cannot say they're an underachieving team when you're at Norman, Oklahoma, and you're recruiting people to go to the college football playoff not once, not twice, but 3 different times with 3 different quarterbacks. So you can't say that.
Can we say that if we look at their schedule, they for the last 10 years they probably played 2 ranked teams all year, and it's Oklahoma State and Texas.
When Baker Mayfield beat Ohio State when they're both top 5 teams.
That was one time, and who was the head coach?
Or when Oklahoma plays Texas every year and beats Texas in the Red River rivalry every single year?
Yeah, Texas was an underachieving program as well.
Oh my goodness! So like
I'm sorry.
You can't do that. Texas has always been a top 15 program. Like
I'm a co-host on this show. I can do whatever the fuck I please.
You know what Oklahoma reminds me of? Oklahoma reminds me of that boyfriend or husband that had a faithful woman, not the best looking, but she cooked great. She was a great mom. And then this hot ass chick that is with a ton of money. Her dad has money, and you left your great situation in the Big 12 to go after a bigger, better deal. I hope the money was worth it, because now that hot is cheating on you. She treats you like shit. No one, you're fucking drinking now. You're developing a gambling and drug problem. I hope you get everything you fucking deserve, Oklahoma, because you had a great situation at home and you left it.
Well, I'm not touching Ole Miss until I can see that they can score, and their inability to score lately, which is insane with Lane Kiffin and the quarterback and the weapons. But we'll move on from this game.
Yeah, we have the biggest national game of the week to me. It feels like is number 12 Notre Dame -13 against America's midshipmen of Navy over under 51. I'm so hyped for this game. I'm so in it for Navy.
Neutral site,
yes.
right? Correct.
I'm in it for Navy. I'm gonna do a cut bet, and I know I'm not on camera, so hopefully we can figure out how to clip it. I'm gonna do a cut bet. I'm gonna take the line Eddie Money showed here at 13. CJ put it up at 13. I'm going to give you a cut bet where I'm going to take Navy plus 10. So I'm going to take 3 points less than what it is, and I will put it on cut. If you want to bet it against me, give me the midshipmen plus 10, and you can have a free 3 points off the deal, basically is what I'm giving you. And I'll do it on cut all weekend long, and whatever you guys want to do, you want to do $5, $10, whatever it is, and we'll get it going, and you can call me out on it. I think Navy has a chance to really win this game outright. And I love the armed forces, Navy and Army. I think they're playing great. And so and Navy needs this game. Navy needs it more than Notre Dame does, baby. Let's go midshipmen. They all need it. But the Navy needs it. I'm going to take Navy plus the 10. If you want to do it, we're going to do it on cut. KUTT. Download the app. Code 2Nobodies. We'll pop it up for you. We'll have it. We'll post it. And give me Navy. Navy right now on cut showing plus 13, plus 101. I'm going to do it at even money with the 10 points. So you're getting a deal. All you gamblers out there, if you love Notre Dame, get on cut, and we'll do it head-to-head. And I'm not going to charge you anything to buy 3 points. I'll take Navy plus the 10. Let's do it.
How great is that? How great is cut? And if you don't know about this app and website, you can do your alternate lines. You can put whatever fucking crazy line out there, and if someone wants to take it, they'll take it. But that's how much freedom it has. It's an amazing freaking app.
Yeah, no, it's dope because you can change the spread. You can. It's like fully customizable to the individual.
Shit, I made up a bet that Shohei Ohtani. I mean, that was on no one's fucking radar. Yeah. But I won a bet. I over 40 steals, and I won that shit on cut. Like, you just can't go to Vegas and say, I want to bet you that I could eat 8 hot dogs in a minute. You can do that on fucking cut.
Yes, as long as it's verifiable. But to
Please
just
post
piggyback,
that. I want to see a post of Eddie. I want to see people. Of course you will, big boy. You probably eat 10 burgers too.
I was gonna say no one's gonna quit. No one's taking that bet.
Yeah, but no. This is the first leg. This is the first leg of Navy Notre Dame, Army Notre Dame, and America is in it for the midshipmen. But moving on from this game, we got number 20 Illinois versus number 1 Oregon -21.5 over under 54.5.
By the way, Eddie says Rafa wants to see Eddie eating wieners.
Giggity.
So Oregon at home, -21.5. To me, Oregon hasn't looked like a I don't know how to say this, man. They haven't looked like
the best, like the number 2 team in the country, except when they beat the number 3 team in the country.
Well, they're number 1 now, and I don't think they've looked like the number 1 team in the country. I still think Georgia's better. That's just my opinion. You know, you can say that Rafa's cock riding the SEC. That is a factual statement. Just so everyone knows. I think Georgia's look better. I'm just letting you know. That's my opinion. That's all.
Not offensively. Not offensively.
I'm sorry. I struggle watching Oregon. finish games. I really do. With the exception of the Ohio State and the Oregon State game, they played last week. They played Purdue. It was 35-0. Like they barely covered. Like, why wasn't the game 28-0, 35-0 at halftime? Like,
they're 18 and 19-year-old kids. They had more transfers than fucking Colorado.
Dylan Gabriel's 42.
Well, okay,
brother,
except for Dylan. Yeah,
they have the best resume in the country. They've beaten the best group of 5 team. They've beaten their rival, in-state rival. They've beaten they have the best win in the country.
Wonderful.
They do.
Wonderful. When it is all said and done, if they play Ohio State in the Big Ten and you can smack it, flip it, and rub it down, Ohio State will tap that ass in the Big Ten title game, and Oregon will be a 7 seed or 6 seed in the playoff and probably lose the second game to fucking Navy.
When are you going to learn about Ryan fucking Day? When
yeah, man, that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. You're right, Ed. Fuck. You're right.
Like,
that's my
dude,
Kellen DeBoer take. You're absolutely right.
No one's questioning Ohio State on paper and in the bank. They've put out more money than anyone. 21 million. They have literally the best team that money can buy. $21 million. No one is questioning the amount of talent that Ohio State has. But I do want, and not an apology, but just an admission. Dan Lanning pulled out a matrix-ass move. He said he did that shit on purpose. And you judge coaches in the fourth quarter and in the last 2 minutes. And that was a G move by Dan Lanning.
Yeah, he outsmarted. You can go back. This game right here, to me, was like Dave Roberts against Tampa Bay. They just they just had a worse manager. That's all it was. It was a bad decision by Tampa Bay to pull Blake Snell. And it was a bad decision. Ryan Day is a worse coach than Dan Lanning. But I feel like at the end of the day, the rosters, they're going to figure it out, man. At least to win the Big Ten, man. I'm still giving Ryan Day that benefit of the doubt. Bro, but I'll probably be wrong because he's fucking trash.
The black dye from his beard has seeped into his fucking brain.
Yeah,
and I know that because he hired Chip Kelly. When I guarantee you, everyone was scratching their heads and like, dude, everybody, ask any NFL player, any kid who's ever played for him in college, he's a dick. They can't stand him. And he went out and hired Chip Kelly, who was supposed to be an offensive genius, and ran UCLA's offense into the ground.
We're gonna move on. I'm just so sick of Ralph's bullshit.
Right.
I think CJ's turning off your camera.
Kennesaw State, by the way, just won outright against Liberty as 27-point underdogs, Eddie Money says.
Woo! Wow. Kenesha.
Good job, Kenesha. But another big-time game in Rafa's bullshit SEC. Number 21, Missouri versus number 15, Alabama. Alabama minus 13.5, over under 53.5.
All right, I'm going to go one more time. Kellen DeBoer, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to blue chip the Alabama Crimson Tide one time, okay? One time against a fucking atrocious Missouri team. Like this team, how did Cook get worse?
Yeah.
As Dak says, Rafa better say he's not watching this game. Actually, what time is this game at? I'll tell you if I'm watching or not. What time is this game at?
He's watching it and putting money on it.
Give me a time on this game. If you have a time, I'll tell you if I'm watching or not. Is this a 12:30 start? If it's a 12:30 start, Zach,
it's a 12:30 start.
Yeah, I will not be watching this game. I will be at a 2-man scramble. I will be playing golf this weekend at that time, so I will not be watching this game. But give me Bama minus 13.5. One more time, Kellen DeBoer. I'm going to put you on my blue chip list. After this, you will be completely terminated from the blue chip list, sir.
It reminds me of Oklahoma last year with Rafa. Rafa took Oklahoma to the
every time. Oh my god,
the wheels fell off. Listen,
Boomer
it looks
Sooner,
weird.
baby, Boomer Sooner.
It looks weird seeing the pound sign and 1-5. It looks like a typo. Yes. How awkward does that look? 15 in front of Alabama.
It looks, for me, it's glorious. It truly has. It's the recognized of the bullshit SEC. This is the game of the overrated. It's right here. Like, why the fuck are these two teams like Alabama? I get it, but why is Missouri still ranked? Why are they still ranked Why are they ranked above? Hold on.
I'll tell you.
Why are they ranked above Army and Navy? Like those two teams deserve.
I'll tell you why. Because the same people that ranked them 21 are the same people that ranked them 6 preseason, and they don't want to look like assholes. I mean, that's the only fucking explanation I have. Right? And they have a good receiver.
That's it. But we'll move on. We'll move on from the bullshit SEC, Ralph's SEC, and move on to the most exciting team, one of the most exciting teams in college football, number 11, BYU against UCF. UCF -2 favored over under 55.5.
Yeah, I think this is a line that Vegas got wrong. I really do. Watching BYU last week come back from that game, and more on the UCF side. And when you watch UCF and they had a lead late against Iowa State, and you felt like they played better, and then to blow the lead late like that, what does that do to a team that's not very good? I don't think it obviously doesn't help them. And then now you get a team that's coming in that's probably the best team in the Big 12 at this point. And BYU's, BYU, phenomenal.
How good was that game? How good was that game?
That game was great. That game was great.
So
I'm going to blue chip right here, BYU -2. I think this is going to be great for BYU, and I think they should be able to win this game. Going on the road to Central Florida, I think Central Florida, like I said, coming off of that game they blew. For a team like that, I don't think they can overcome it. Not within a week. So, yeah, and it's BYU -2. It can't be +2.
It just, I'm only worried because you're coming off of such a high. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
But they've had highs every week, Ed. I mean,
every week, yeah. But that's more of a wake up game. Like you guys are taking this undefeated too serious.
Okay.
So, by the way, Rick says, like I said a few weeks back, 1 through 5 is all that matters in the rankings. After that is trash this year. Well,
I disagree. I disagree completely with that. There's like 8 teams that are buying in right now for a title.
Yeah, with the playoffs this year, Rick, I think it's going to be a little different. It wouldn't shock me if a team that won the national title is somewhat. Really, Zach's saying that BYU's +2. Right. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing BYU +2 as well.
I think they feel like I do. I think they feel like I do going across the country.
Do we have an injury update with BYU? Is there somebody not playing?
The quarterback, right?
Is he out?
I'm not seeing Reslef out.
Oh man. So
yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
My fault. All right. Well, give me BYU, baby.
Yeah, I like BYU if they're not favored in this game for sure. But we're gonna move on to a team that has actually earned their ranking. Number 5 Texas -19 versus the number 25 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has a ranking next to their name, over under 53.5.
Another coach, man. Another coach that has came and changed the culture. You guys said it even before the Alabama game. They're a different Vandy. Nashville is now a college football destination, not just somewhere you go and buy $18 cocktails and listen to country music. And I love it, man. I think this is a tough game. I would take Vandy. I mean, listen, no one expected anything out of the Alabama game. Texas coming off a horrible performance. You've seen their weaknesses. Texas could not run the ball. Now, listen, not everyone has Georgia defense, but the Vandy coach is good enough to scheme, I believe, and at least make this a tighter game than 19, in my opinion.
Yeah, that offensive scheme is really, really intricate. Like his running schemes are the way he runs with the quarterback, the way he motions. It's very, very, very peculiar, and it works because he obviously knows that he doesn't have the better rosters, you know, in most of these games that he's playing. But Rafa, what's your take on this game?
Man, I don't know. After watching Texas last week, man, I'm disappointed with Texas. I really am. I don't know if to be disappointed with Texas. No, I'm not. It was fucking Georgia. God damn it! Of course, it was the Dogs, and Kirby went in there and tapped that ass in Austin. You can put it wherever you want. You want to play this game on fucking Pluto? Georgia's gonna tap that ass every time. this is another. But Vanderbilt's obviously overachieved. Head coach has done a hell of a job. I hope they keep it close. I really do. I hope they keep it close. And if they keep it really close, I think they'll still stay in the top 30. And obviously, we don't see rankings 26 through 30. But I think if they can keep it close, and like Eddie says, head coach can scheme, and he's done a hell of a job. I mean, he's played well. They played well. So I'm cheering for Vandy. Put it that way.
Yeah. Vandy's another one of America's teams. I feel like.
Yeah, they're turning on everybody. Let's go Vandy, baby.
Let's go Vandy. But moving to the ACC, we got the FSU Trolls, not the Noles, versus number 6 Miami. Miami minus 3 tubs over under 54.5.
Oof. Man, I think there's a big line, and I love Miami, and Florida State hasn't played great, but this is a rivalry game. This is a game that it's a wide left. It's a kick off the upright. This is a game. This is one of those games, man.
That's 30 years ago, Rafa.
No, not even 30 years ago. It's not 30 years ago. It's still what he's still saying is still relevant. But this is one of those years where you got to put an asterisk because Florida State is just not what Florida State. They're extra bad. Like there's a level of college football. There's tiers, right?
No, they're horrendous.
Their Florida State is at the bottom by themselves.
Yeah, they could have lost today to Kennesaw State. Like,
Purdue might beat them by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
I don't know, man. I still think. Listen, Florida. We all thought Florida wouldn't be very good, and they went in there and we saw what they did with Tennessee, and that's a rivalry, and those are our rivalry games. So Cam Ward's been phenomenal, and that's my Heisman. And I'm adamant week in and week out. That is my man. So and I love the U, but I think 21 is too many. I think 21 is too many here. So I'll sit and watch this one for sure.
Yeah.
So give me the Canes though. I think the Canes are going to win. I just think Florida State, Miami, man. I think it's Florida State, Miami. I think it will always be that.
Not this year. I'm with Eddie. I'm with Eddie on this.
All right, we'll see. I mean, Florida State does look atrocious, and the team, like Norvell's lost the team, and Eddie. But by the way, anybody said that's my man, Rafa, zesty as hell. That's my man, baby. That's my man.
Hey, listen, your man has 2,538 passing yards and 24 touchdowns.
Oh, dude, come on. Wow. There's nobody. He's number one.
Go ahead, Rafa.
He's number one in passing yards. He's number one in touchdowns. He's second in the country in ESPN's rating of quarterbacks with their QBR. They use a different system, and so and by the way, Eddie Money says his man still ain't the Heisman. You are out of your mind. We were watching a man who's undefeated.
He's factual. This is factual.
All right, that's you guys' opinion, and your opinion could be all fine and dandy, but we will see. And that Saturday, come December 13th or whatever it is, or 14th, when they are crowning my boy Cam Ward the Heisman, while your Boise State running back, who's playing against a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Can we put something on this?
We put whatever you want on it. What do you want to put on it?
Cut it up, baby. Cut.
What do you want? We put it on cut. What do you want to do? You want to put it on cut? You want to do something else?
I want to do something else. I want to do something. We can put it on. I want to put a pie in your face, man. I want to put a pie in your face.
I don't do that shit.
Why not?
This I don't do that shit.
Okay. Can I?
Jacob,
what should we do? Because
who's gonna win the Heisman? Janty or Cam Ward?
Yeah, Eddie's right. I want the disrespect factor to Rafa because you're being disrespectful.
Say hello to the people, man.
You're being disrespectful, Rafa.
Come say hello to the people.
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Alhamdulillah.
2 seconds.
Eddie is forcing Jacob onto the show.
Assalamu alaikum, baby.
Alhamdulillah.
What's the question?
Who's the Heisman, bro?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yes.
Is it Travis Hunter? Is it Genty from Boise State? Is it Shedeur? Is it Cam Ward? Is it
I'm gonna give it right now to Genty.
Wow. The disrespect here is going on is insane.
What disrespect
You're
is going
being
on?
disrespectful.
All right, man. All right, CJ, let's do it. Pie to the face, man.
Let's find
Pie to the face.
Let's
Pie to
go.
the face. I'll take Cam Ward.
Let's go.
And who
you got-
taking CJ?
I'm
Genty.
taking
he
Ashton
takes
Genty.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
good
ride.
choice.
They riding that shit like woo wee.
You're the one that's riding, bro. He averages a first down a play.
Oh my god, he's averaging a first down a play in high school players. Let's go on to the next one, man.
Did he not play Oregon?
Yes.
Oh, he played Oregon. Was Oregon
Yeah.
against the run? I forget what Oregon is against the run.
Oh my god.
That's on me though. That's on me.
There's
What
a
are they?
number. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. What do they allow? Like 180 yards a game? I don't know. I don't know. But whatever. Cam's my dog.
We gotta move on to the
Let's
game of
move
the
on.
surprising teams. Surprising teams: number 8 LSU versus number 14 Texas A&M. Texas A&M minus 2.5 over under 53.5.
All right. I'm going to say something, and everybody knows how I feel about LSU this year. I think they're terrible. I don't like Brian Kelly. But I'm going to take the Tigers on the road, plus 2.5. I'm going to blue chip the Tigers. I think they should beat Texas A&M, and I think they will. So I'm going to take the Tigers. Go Tigers.
They should beat the shit out of Texas A&M. I think
The
this game
SEC
really
is
ugly.
so weird. Like I can't even tell you who's gonna win what game because I feel like everyone just beats everybody. else.
Everyone's so good, huh? That's
No.
Oh my no!
That's
That's
a
not
good thing,
it.
Jacob.
That's not at all what I was saying.
That's what I felt like you were saying, dog.
No, I just think the SEC is so up and down. Everyone has a good game
Here
or a
comes
really bad
CJ
game.
with some bullshit ass graph.
No, not bullshit ass graphic. The truth.
All right,
Look
so
at
this
this.
game, by the way, this game's for first place in the SEC.
Yes.
So give
that
me
true?
LSU. Yes.
Yes.
First place SEC. That shit is real. Baby is real.
Yes.
Damn right it is.
Texas A&M and LSU are fighting for the top spot in the SEC.
We can just
Texas
talk
A&M
about
lost week 1 to who? What? Who did they lose to week 1? Some shit team.
Notre Dame.
Notre
Oh
Dame.
my-
They were a good team. It was Notre Dame. Number 12.
Oh.
Notre Dame's ass.
Oh, that's trash, Rafa.
All right, man.
This
Let's go Tigers. Go Tigers. Give me the
My-
Tigers. baby. Let's do
My
it.
Gosh.
Let's go on to
Jeez.
the next one. Come on, man.
Move on to the next one. We got number 3 Penn State minus 6.5 versus Wisconsin over under 48.
It's
Man, I
at
love-
Wisconsin. We were saying.
It's
Right.
at Wisconsin, but no. Listen, Penn State's coming off a bye. I give me Penn State in this game. I'm gonna take Penn State first half. I'm gonna take Penn State for the game. First half's probably 3.5, and I'm gonna take Penn State and Penn State minus 6.5. That is a blue chip. I think the Nittany Lions are gonna roll, baby. I
It
think
feels like
they're
a
gonna
trap.
roll.
This feels like a trap game. This feels
Coming
like
off
a
of-
big trap game.
I
Nice
think
one,
coming off a
guy.
bye. I think coming off a bye, I think is a little different here. Hard to get trapped off a bye. First half, Penn State minus 3.5.
Well, I agree. If you have a good coach, I don't know if
No,
they have a good
it's so
coach.
easy to get trapped off of a bye.
Is it? And when you're the number 23
Yes.
team in the land,
100%.
Yes.
this is the highest. This is the highest that Franklin's been ranked. Okay.
He's
and-
still
and
Franklin. He's still gonna do what he does, and he's gonna
Still-
lose.
He
still
does what he
Franklin.
does. He does what he does against Michigan and Ohio State. He doesn't
Stop
do it
doing
against
that.
Wisconsin. He don't do it against Wisconsin. Eddie's over there just dropping bombs in there, I'm sure.
He's turned off the lights on accident.
Oh, geez. All right. Give me Penn State. Give me the Nittany Lions all the way around. Blue chip first half, minus 3.5. Blue chip 6.5 for the game. Penn State. Let's move on.
Move on to number 22 SMU minus 12 versus the Blue Devils
Oh,
over under 4.
We don't got to do this shit. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, move on to the next one. Kansas battle. Kansas versus number 16 Kansas State. Kansas State
It-
minus 10 over under 55.5.
I want to say that I've been very disrespectful to Avery Johnson because he's a white quarterback who runs more than he passes. So I'm gonna say I want to apologize to Avery Johnson. I think he's been phenomenal. I think he's done a hell of a job, and what he's doing in Kansas State, I think is he's playing great. So I want to apologize to Avery Johnson and the Kansas State Cats. So
There's been-
kudos.
There's just been a lot of growth for Rafa here today. There's been a
Dude,
lot
how
of
many?
growth.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot of growth.
apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
This is growth.
well,
Rafa's
Eddie-
wife is like, "Do you want to add me in the apology list to get me
Oh,
somewhere?"
yeah, that's got to come real soon here too. So I like Kansas State. I think Kansas is a good team. I think it would be a decent game. So, but I like Kansas State here. I don't know if they cover, but I do like Kansas State. And Avery Johnson, I'm going to throw it out there right now. He will be a Heisman runner-up next year.
Oh,
okay. I'll throw it out there right now. Avery Johnson next year will be in the Heisman talk. So, anyways, let's go on to the next one, baby.
That's it. That's it.
Is Colorado not playing this week? We don't have a Colorado game.
Do we have? Let me check real quick.
I need a Colorado.
We can't have a show unless we have to talk shit about Colorado.
Yeah, they're playing Cincy. It's kind of a big game.
It is for sure a big game. Sure it's a big game. Cincinnati, and I think the line's like 4. Cincinnati's not a bad team. We'll see if Travis Hunter plays because he is a fucking glass. So I don't understand how we can consider this guy a Heisman when he can't finish a fucking game the last 2 weeks.
He plays both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
he doesn't finish the games though. Like
oh my gosh, he plays both sides, Rafa.
604 yards receiving, 2 picks, impactful plays, forced fumbles. No one's ever done this since Jim Thorpe in fucking 1934. And let's not forget, Colorado, the Buffs are officially bowl eligible, baby.
Not yet. They're 5.
Not yet. One more.
They need one more.
They want more.
They're 5 and 7.
I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing 5 and 7 this year with the playoffs.
With the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do 5 and 7.
6
Look at Zach, by the way. Thank you, Zach. He proves he can't play both sides of the ball because the man can't stay healthy.
I agree. So I agree with that premise, but I'm just saying, like, you're saying he's glass. It's like, no, he's not glass. Yes, he's
no, I meant he's ass.
Oh, I thought you were saying he was glass.
Glass and ass, they both rhyme, so you can put it all together, baby.
We went over this.
We do it every week. We don't need to do it this week.
But here's the thing:
go Bearcats.
You draft him top 10 as a cornerback. You're gonna let that dude, knowing he's damn well a better receiver than your slot receiver, and just let him sit there when you can get value. You could add another linebacker to your roster, 53. You could add another cornerback to your roster. You could add another, Eddie,
don't push that agenda. You know that. You know he's not going to be able to play both sides of the ball in the NFL. Like that.
Not every snap.
Not every snap. So you can't use a spot on him on offense.
No, you can't.
You can't. You know that.
There's no point.
Okay, most sets. Okay, listen, Pat. We've seen this trend in the NFL: running more, passing less. No one comes out with 5 wide anymore. No one does it anymore. You don't see 5 wide, barely ever. This dude can be your 4th receiver or 3rd receiver.
But how consistently to the point where you're reserving a spot for him as an offensive player?
Listen, if he's an elite corner, there's no fucking way in hell that he's playing more than 5 snaps on offense.
Correct.
That's a fact. Like I'm not throwing Darrelle Revis out there on offense when he was elite as fuck. You know what I'm throwing out there? Troy Brown. That's what I'm throwing out there.
Darrelle Revis wasn't an incredible receiver, which Travis Hunter is. He's a great receiver.
He's not a great receiver.
He's not great. He's good. He's
not better than McMillan.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
He's not better than Trey Harris.
No.
Okay.
He's not better than Lacey at LSU.
No.
Okay, you've named the 3 best receivers in
yes,
the
yes,
well,
yes,
he
did.
Though.
Yes, he did. That's great. That's great. No, those are great receivers.
You say great though.
I'm not comparing him to any of those guys.
He is though. Eddie's saying he's a great receiver. You can't say he's not in the section with those guys. He'd be great on the defensive side of the ball, and that's fine.
Let me ask you this:
Yes,
are you putting him? If he's with the LA Chargers, San Diego Superchargers, is he better than Ladd McConkey?
No.
Hell no. He's not more explosive than Ladd McConkey.
Oh no. Listen, Lamar Jackson is more explosive than Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Is he better at throwing the ball and playing quarterback? I don't know if he is. He's a hell of a player and he had a hell of a week. But we know we've seen Lamar what he does in the playoffs, and he can't throw the ball. So I'm not saying explosive. Explosive is a whole different thing. Like he's explosive as fuck. Is Gibbs not more explosive than Montgomery? 100%. But is he a better actual running back? No, he's not. Which is why Montgomery is the one who runs the ball and although he did have a fumble this week and Gibbs had to come in and close it out.
Yeah.
But
Fuck me.
yeah, but we're talking about actual playing the position. He's not better than Ladd McConkey, and we know what Ladd McConkey can do, what he did at Georgia. What McConkey did at Georgia is way more impressive than Travis Hunter on offense in Colorado. I'm sorry. He produces more.
Yeah, but you're leaving. I understand what you're saying, but you're leaving out the context of him playing defense.
CJ, can you pull up top 10 receivers in college stat wise?
I guarantee he's not even 10th in yards anymore. Because he can't finish a fucking game.
Well, yeah. He hasn't played one. He hasn't finished a half. So that might be the case.
I mean, he literally, the last 2 games, he hasn't played the second half. Yeah. And last week they were up big, and they used that as an excuse. And you know, so.
Not an excuse. It's smart.
Well, but. Someone find me Travis
these are the rushing leaders. These are the receiving leaders so far.
Yeah, yards. Keep going down because Travis Hunter is 19th. He's probably up there in receptions because he's a dink and dunker. He averages 11 yards a catch.
And 51 receptions? Is that what it is?
Yeah. They throw him the ball a shitload. The problem is, how dynamic is he if he can't get down the field? What's his yak yards? Like, you want to do yak yards? Because on average, I guarantee you he's not even in the top 30. So,
I'll pull that up. 1 second.
Yeah. He's not. So I don't think he's as good as a receiver. He's not a great receiver. So I think if you're going to waste the top 5 pick on him, or even top 10, you're drafting him as a.
For sure. I just think you're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted.
His ass out there on.
Yeah. 10.
Let's throw his ass out there.
10, 11 snaps on offense.
Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah. You cut out for a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, but we're technology's going crazy. We'll wrap it up there.
So real quick, we can't wrap it up there because the World Series starts on Friday night.
Yes, we got to talk
about the Series. It is what everyone wanted to watch. It is the Yankees and the Dodgers. This is the first time since like 1976 or something that the best 2 teams. No, the best 2 teams.
Yeah.
The best 2 teams in the league, and this is the MLB cannot ask for anything better than what they got. This is the greatest show on the diamond that you could have asked for. You have Judge and Soto and Stanton, and you have Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, and I mean
Cole,
and you got Garrett Cole, who's an absolute fucking monster. No, we didn't do NBA predictions, Zach. Zach's asking if we did NBA. We can do NBA next week.
Next week, man.
But we got the World Series game 1 at Dodger Stadium on Friday night, and then we have game 2 on Saturday. And I think it's Cole against Flaherty.
Flaherty, Harvard Westlake. Harvard Westlake and Cole, also an LA kid. I know he went to UCLA. Where did Garrett Cole go to high school? I want to say somewhere in Orange County. But two Southern Cal kids, man, playing on the biggest stage on the 2 most iconic organizations.
Went to Orange. Went to Olu.
Orange.
He went to Olu. Okay, I knew it was Orange County. But not only, probably not only just baseball, but Yankees and Dodgers go across sports borders. I'm sure, maybe even in Spain, they're like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. Like those 2 franchises they're just gargantuans, man. And baseball hasn't had this. They haven't even come close. They haven't even had their biggest stars, not only not even in a rivalry, but just the Judge Ohtani thing. My God, it's almost unreal. It's like it's gonna be like cartoon characters, man. And are we gonna do predictions or?
Well, no, we're gonna. So let's get Rafa's camera on. Let's end here, and we're gonna record it so we can get Rafa's camera, because Rafa's camera is on already.
Yeah, I can try and turn it on real quick. We can still do it live.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah, we'll turn on your camera. We'll turn on your camera.
Yeah, this is too big.
We need his camera to be on for this.
Yeah. This is.
So we'll take a small break.
No.
Okay.
Don't take a break. Just wait. It takes
okay.
1 second to do it.
I was gonna fire
Go ahead.
Joel Embiid as well. I don't know if you heard, but he's injury issues. He came out and said, "I'll probably never play a back-to-back game again in the NBA." He just got paid. Just went to the Olympics. It's a shit show over there in Philly. People are pissed off. Paul George and Joel Embiid didn't play in their opener. Paul George has a better excuse, obviously.
Yes. All right, so let's do it. I'm back on.
There you are.
Hopefully,
that handsome face.
But yeah, no, get into your MLB talk.
Quick. So
here we go.
Dodgers, Yankees.
2024 World Series Fall Classic. No, you're good. You're great.
All right.
So what do we got?
Dodgers, Yankees. Everybody was waiting for this. This is what everybody wanted, and we've been wanting it for a handful of years now. And the Astros always stood in the way. Shocker. But Yankees, I mean, the biggest stars in the game. You had Judge and Ohtani and Soto and Betts and Freddie Freeman and Giancarlo Stanton, who's been phenomenal in the playoffs, by the way. All thanks to Michael Brown. He made that happen. So for the Yankees and Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton coming back as well, went to Notre Dame High School.
Yep.
So he's I mean, the World Series is star power. It's the Yankees Dodgers. It's going to cost you $4,000 to sit, on the field. I think this weekend it is insane. The MLB can't get any better. This is exactly what they wanted. This is what they need, because we know how football is. The NFL is king. College football is king. The major leagues need this, and I think the ratings on Friday night are gonna fucking just blow it out of the water. And I'm gonna give you my prediction on the World Series. I think the Yankees win it in 6. I think the Yankees, the bullpen games for the Dodgers, they've given up a lot of runs, and in Game 6 they went with a bullpen game, and the Mets had at one point, I think through 6 innings, had stranded 12 runners. Now, are the Yankees going to strand 12 runners? I mean, you have Jazz Chisholm in that lineup. You have Volpe. You have so many guys up and down the lineup. I think they're deeper. Their lineup is deeper than the Dodgers. The Dodger bullpen, though, has been absolutely phenomenal in these playoffs. You have Garrett Cole going Game 1, and Flaherty didn't look great against the Mets. How will he come out? I mean, it's going to be a ton of pressure on Flaherty. And Garrett Cole, he's a dude. He's a dude, been there, done that type of guy. I like Game 1. I like the Yankees, but I think it's gonna be a phenomenal series. And everybody, if you don't watch baseball or you don't love it, you will love it after watching all these guys on the field. It is going to be a show, and hopefully we get a great series. It would be great to go 7, but I want the Yankees in 6. So give me the Yankees in 6. And the other reason I want the Yankees to win, because the Dodgers showed, the fans show, that 72% of you fans are fucking going to destroy the streets of LA. They're going to destroy the streets of LA.
They're already destroyed, Rafa.
Oh, they're going to destroy them even more.
You can't.
More shit.
Oh, no, they can. They can. No, the shit on the sidewalk is, no, these guys don't do that. They just steal cars and burn them on the corner of Foothill and Paxton. That's what they do.
I'm as just an athlete, is just so exciting for me to see the two biggest brands in baseball to come together and in a year where sports overall is just crazy. Like sports overall is just insane right now. Like we get MLB with college football, NFL is crazy. Like it's just a treat to get these two programs in.
We got a great week coming up. I mean, you have great games this week in college football. The NFL games are always great. I mean, it doesn't really matter, and college football has been that this year. It doesn't matter the games. Iowa State and UCF was great last week. Great ending. BYU as well. So you're having great games, and it is capped this week by the end of the MLB season. Like you said, CJ, the two biggest franchises and the two biggest stars in the game. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is what the Dodgers spent $700 million on that man for. He got them there. He put that shit on his back, and he led the team, and with a team that didn't pitch. And kudos to Dave Roberts, and I gave him his props earlier. He did a hell of a job to get him there, and so I think it's gonna be a great series, and everybody's in for a treat.
This is what I have to say about this series. I think if you were a realistic Dodger fan or just a knowledgeable MLB guy, I didn't expect the Dodgers to make it to the World Series this year. This was sort of like a, we're going to be close. I think the pressure's on the Yankees. I really do, because this was a year that the Dodgers, Shohei not pitching, the injuries have just been off the charts. I think the Dodgers have nothing to lose, and I think the Dodgers come in a little loose, and I think the Yankees get a little tight. Judge has been on a little, not a dry streak, but a slump, if you could say a slump. Now, he's, maybe the best hitter in baseball, so that could, end like that. But, man, I don't want to jinx the Dodgers, so I won't. I'll just say that I think it's going to go 7. I think it's going to go 7, and we're in for a treat. Whoever wins, if you're a Dodger fan, you got to be excited. If you're a Yankee fan, this is once in a lifetime. And I mean, this is hope it's a good series. Is that being a bitch? Am I bitching out?
Not really.
Well, no, but the thing is, the Dodgers are favored to win the series. The Dodgers come in at -120, so they are favored. And when we look at it, if we're looking at just postseason stats, we can go the number one hitting team in the postseason is the Dodgers. Technically, Milwaukee was a 2, but average wise, Milwaukee hit 263, the Dodgers hit 251, the Yankees hit 237. So now pitching in the playoffs, if we take the 12 teams that made the playoffs, the Dodgers ERA is 4.36. They were 9th. So, and to get this far, kudos to the bullpen and that offense, obviously. The Yankees are 4th, ERA at 3.27. I think that's where the Yankees are going to have the advantage. I think it's going to be starting pitching. And so, but, I think it's going to be great. And Eddie, I know you said, and Dodger fans do this shit. Oh, we didn't think we were going to win. We didn't listen, you'd spend a fuck ton of money to have that mindset. And I think it's a mindset of, if we win, we win, but we know we can't win because we haven't won. And we've had monster teams, and they haven't, with better pitching than what they have now, and they haven't won. But the difference is, number one, the bullpen's been great, and Dave Roberts has done a hell of a job. And number two, you have arguably the best player on the planet. So, and the guy who hits right behind him is a top 5 dude and was the best player on the planet probably 3 years ago when Mike Trout was hurt, or 4 years ago. Yeah. So all the bets in Vegas, Dodgers were plus 200 at one point to win the World Series. That's unheard of in baseball. So, and through the season, they won 98 games. They led the MLB in wins. So it's not like, listen, they didn't pitch, but they can fucking hit. So I think the Yankees, man, I think they have too much star power up and down the lineup. I want to see, what the bottom of the lineup does for the Dodgers, and they've done well, but this is a bigger stage, and I don't know if they can do it. And they're not getting to play the Mets. This is the Yankees. This is a real team from New York.
Okay, I'm getting pressure. By the way, I picked the Braves and the Yankees, I think, preseason to go to the World Series.
Say it, man.
Okay. Dodgers in 7. Ohtani has 4 home runs in New York alone.
Wow.
For the series.
Who's your World Series MVP?
I'm going to say Shohei Ohtani. And I just the guys are stepping up, man. Tommy Edman, Kike, Max Muncy. I know Freddie's a shell of himself right now, but if he could somehow, limp his way through this series, which I'm sure he's going to do. I like their approach at the plate. They're patient, and they're going to make the Yankees pitch strikes.
Oh, man. I'm going to give you my World Series MVP, and I think the Yankees win in 6. And everybody who knows me probably thinks I'm going to say Juan Soto, but I'm going to give you a underdog MVP pick for the World Series. I'm going to take Jazz Chisholm as the World Series MVP. That's who I'm going to take as the MVP. I think he's going to be dynamic in the series. I really do. If the Yankees win, I think Jazz is going to be the MVP.
There you have it.
You can find us on Cut, man.
Find it on Cut. I'm sure I'm going to throw some cash at it. Why not? And ride or die.
www.cut.com. Dodgers and Yankees are on there, plus 117, minus 117. You can change the odds, change the numbers, change how much you want to bet, and find us on there. Link is in the description.
I love it.
Go download it, man, and give us some love and use the code 2NOBODIES. I promise you will love the app. And it's a genius idea, man. Why give money to Dave? What's his name at Barstool?
Dave Portnoy.
Yeah. Why give it to the MGM? Why give it to all these huge places? Let's give it. Let's have some fun and bet with each other, man. Let's do this shit.
Yes, sir. Find us on Cut.
That is episode 101. Great job, Rafael. You need the $1,400 camera, not the $700
Yeah,
camera.
we fucked up. I think we fucked up.
But good luck. Good luck on Saturday at Two Man Scrabble. I'm gonna be also in a golf tournament, but in Chapel Hill.
People think we're terrible at golf, by the way. We've been playing for like 5.5 months.
Yeah,
we're terrible. We just want to do dumb shit.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun. Great job today, CJ. Great job, Eddie Money.
Behind the scenes, doing some
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Hope you feel better. We love all you guys. And hang with us. Another great episode. And we love you guys. Any last words, Rafa?
Yeah, real quick. Eddie Money really is not sick. We just needed to put a black guy on the screen more this week because people are calling us racist, so we had to get a brother on the screen.
Yes, yeah. Now you can take that the paint off your face, CJ.
Remove the black face, CJ. Put that red face back on.
Yes. Yeah. We had a black guy. We had a black guy on, a Puerto Rican, a Cuban, and a Muslim on our show today.
Yeah. We're fucking well rounded today.
Yes.
We didn't get no white privilege today. We kept his ass off the camera tonight.
We might have to bring Luke in next week just to
just to get a white dude in.
Yeah.
Right. Circle it around.
Yeah.
My
Good
God.
shit,
right.
fellas.
All right. See you, Gucci. Love you guys.
Have
a good one. All right.